everybody. My name is Frankie McDonald. You're listening to SimpCast with Chrissie Mayr. I'm Frankie McDonald.
Isso aqui é bom para as costas. Bom para isso aqui, ó. Pescoço. Você tem que ficar firme, firme, firme.
Não chaval aqui, chinamo kikirani, tsai shavakirani, tsai makikirani. I want my winner, I want my winner.
I want my baby back, Chili, baby back, red.
Caller, this calls for Ayala.
Hi.
So.
Hey, do you remember me?
Who's this?
Nick?
No.
Last name Gers.
Nick Gers. I don't know names. I don't even remember my mom's name.
Say it again.
If you were telling me my mom, I wouldn't remember her name. Like, I'm really bad with names. How do you look?
When you say my name again, I don't even know if you heard me right.
Nick Gers.
Thank you.
Why? Why do you have to call in like that? Why do you have to call in like that? That's not a good caller. It's a horrible, horrible caller. All right, I'm going to play you a little song.
Nick Gers!
All right.
Oh, Nick.
The Star Wars Lego set Death Star. But can he chug a sparkling water and not burp? Oh my gosh. What do I do?
Me Chinese, me play joke, me put pee-pee in your coat.
What's up, Vivek?
Hey.
Whoa!
Look at this. Hey, what's up, guys?
I was craving a Slurpee.
Can I get my change back correctly?
You know, we'll.
I feel like a lot of us are conservative in the way that we just want to be able to say the N-word and it not really matter.
That's all I want. Come on. Is that so much to ask? Can't I just say the N-word? Does that make me a bad person?
Come on, guys.
Violet's a huge fan of yours. She loves censored TV.
Oh, great.
I do. I love your show. Big fan.
All she wants is to be able to say the N-word, but that's the only thing that's holding her back in life.
Yeah.
Oh, it just, you go like this.
I'm taking the dog. Dumbass.
I'm taking the dog.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to SimpCast. Oh my gosh, I'm coming to you from my Mark Zuckerberg bunker in upstate New York. How is everybody? It is Sunday, February 18th. My God, the weeks are just flying by. I hope everybody had a fabulous Valentine's Day, or if you didn't, you know what? F that holiday. Screw everybody. Screw the opposite gender just in general. Before I bring in our fabulous panel of ladies to talk about all the best news on the internet and in our lives, I have a stand-up comedy show to promote. I'm not going through my mic. Oh, could it be because I'm not even holding my microphone anywhere near me? Hi guys. Hope you heard some of that. Hello. Welcome to SimpCast. I was not holding my microphone in front of me. We're going to go ahead and chalk that up to pregnancy brain, right? I can do that for 9 more weeks and then however long the child is alive for. Okay, cool. Got a couple of shows to promote. This is very exciting. If you're sitting there thinking, man, I would really love to see Chrissie very pregnant, doing stand-up on a stage, out of breath by her third joke, you're in luck because I'm going to be headlining in Jersey. My gosh, next Saturday, literally this Saturday, February 24th, I'll be in Morris Plains, New Jersey at Tiff's Ale House. 8:30 show. I'll be headlining. Keanu Thompson will be featuring, and Andrew Harms from The Wet Spot, the show I do on Compound Media, will be there as well. And then I've added another gig for March 22nd. I'll be headlining in Grantville, Pennsylvania. I'm going to try my darndest not to give birth in the car. This will be at the Laughing Stock Comedy Club in Grantville, Pennsylvania. And that's Friday, March 22nd. Who knows? That might be a really dumb idea or it might be a blast. Come on down. And if you're sitting in the front row, I'll try not to break my water on you. Yes. Okay, guys. We got so many fun topics to talk about and so many fabulous, gorgeous, smart, kind, funny ladies here to talk about the issues of the day. Kat Kanada, Forest Mommy, April Imholte, Lila Hart, and more to come. But these are just the special ladies that are prompt and not only beautiful, but on time. How is everybody? Hello, Kat.
Hi, Chrissy. Thanks for having me on again.
Yes, you're my Canada goose. You're my northern snow Mexican. I don't know. I had to think of more nicknames for you.
I'm coming. I love it. I wish I could come up with them as quick as you.
Oh my God. It's all the tea I'm drinking because I can't have alcohol. I'm counting down the days till I can.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Have some of that
sorry.
sweet liquor. Forest Mommy, hello. You're wearing a choker, and I've heard that this is to cover up your Adam's apple.
Yeah, that was just something that happened. The QAnon people are crazy, but anyways.
They are.
And plus, it's like good self-deprecating humor, like. Because I'm posting a selfie and I'm like, I'm hot, but we got to just, self-deprecate a little bit, right? Like there's that balance to do. So.
I love chokers. I remember I was 14 years old at like a diving training tramp. Yeah, that was me. I was the tramp. Training camp in Hawaii. And I remember I let this 20-year-old Marine make out with me. He left a huge hickey on my neck. And I remember thinking 20 was so old. But I had to go buy a thick hemp necklace. Remember the hemp necklaces?
Oh yeah.
And everyone was like, "Why are you wearing that? You look insane. Isn't that too tight on you?" I'm like, "No, it's fine," because it was the only thing I could find that would cover up this insane hickey. So chokers hold a special place in my heart.
Good.
Good to see you, Forest Mommy. Good to see you. April Imholte is here, back by popular demand from the Steel Toe Morning Show.
I know it's been too long, and I know you've asked me a million times, and things have just been hectic. I'm sorry. Sundays are tough sometimes.
Do not apologize for having a life.
Yeah.
Do not apologize for having a full dance card and things to do.
I'm glad to be back, though. It really was too long.
Oh my God, it's been way too long. And Lila Hart is here.
Hello.
Look at you with your roses behind you. I bet your husband that loves you gave those to you on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, these are my Valentine's Day roses. And of course, my hat. Just for
you. And your lifeguard hat that I can't stand.
She's the only one who can rock it, though.
Oh my goodness. Lila, what's new? Have you done any fun shows lately? Any fun stand-up moments that I've missed out on?
I did a comedy show for Valentine's Day, a Valentine's Day comedy show. So that was fun. I hosted that. and I was on Alex Stein's show and Normal World last week or this.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you are on Normal World. That's a great show. That's with Quarterback Garrett and Dave Landau.
Yeah, but Dave wasn't there, but Flawed TV and his girlfriend Mo were there, which that's who you were on with.
Yeah, those are the exact two that they paired me up because Dave was, I guess, doing a road gig, and it's so fun. The chairs are so comfortable, like you can't even tell, like how short you are, which I'm sure you love, Lila.
Well, they put extra pillows for me because it was necessary.
So you don't slide off.
Yeah, it was.
No, that's awesome. Very, very, very cool. Kat, what is new in Canada? I was noticing in our group chat, I'm always very concerned with Canada. Canada, I always regard as like our sort of retarded cousin. You know what I mean? Like I like to check in and like, how is Canada doing? Oh my God, what are they doing now? Putting their hand in the garbage disposal. Oh my God, what are we doing?
Well, first of all, thank you for keeping a touch on the pulse of things in Canada, because we are your giant canary in the coal mine for what possibly could come your way in 5 years.
Oh, it's very scary.
Terrifying. Not even kidding. We have I think it was during this last week, a crazy socialist member of parliament come out and say that there is no such thing as parental rights, because he was all upset. He had his, unmentionables in a bunch because one of our based premiers, which is kind of like a governor, passed announced a policy that says, if you're under the age of 18, you can't get, radical gender surgeries. So they're all melting down on the left, and he comes out and says this ridiculous thing that there's no such thing as parental rights. And I'm just thinking, they're literally coming for our kids, and things are on fire over here. But thankfully, there's some pushback happening. People are starting to wake up a little bit. So there's at least that. But yeah, they say insane things over here. They're crazy.
So what's the goal? And it's very similar. We have a lot of people in America who want this as well, who just want children to be thought of as sort of public property, and just push them out, throw them into a public school, and we'll handle the rest. But you have this guy, this is Randall Garrison. He's a member of parliament, saying there's no such thing as parental rights in Canada. Yeah. Is this guy getting a lot of... you and Billboard Chris are the literal only two, and Frankie McDonald, only 3 people in Canada I care about. Like, this is the only reason why I really am concerned about Canada, is because I just care about the 3 of you, honestly.
Thank you.
Have some important
Thank you.
Sorry if I'm missing anybody. My God, let's see what this bald wonder has to say.
Do you view this as a parental rights issue at all?
Well, I'd like to say, first of all, there's no such thing as parental rights in Canada. There are parental responsibilities. And in Canadian family law, the primary responsibility of parents is to support and affirm their kids. Children have rights in Canada, and these kind of policies restrict the rights that children have in Canada.
Wow.
Yeah.
Children have rights. Like, isn't that so funny? Like, when the rights of the children just so happen to line up with the interests of big pharma, the interests of the government,
activists, radical gender activists, DQ story people.
DQ. I'm like, Dairy Queen story hour. That sounds great.
That does sound delicious. I'll take it.
If only we could trade one for the other.
It gets worse, by the way, than this guy. It gets worse.
How can it get
He's
worse?
not even the worst one.
Well, there's additional prominent liberal leftists who came out and said something ridiculous. I believe there was a woman named Marcy Ian, where she, at a presser, was saying, I was on the phone all evening with kids who are concerned that they whatever. And
can't like transition or something at 12 or whatever.
Exactly. So think about this. What kinds of kids would those be now after that premier announced? Minors. So some politician is lamenting about the fact that some minors that she doesn't even know, first of all, are on the phone with her discussing these types of issues. They literally think that they have rights to our kids. They think they belong to the state. It's infuriating.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah.
I really thought the whole point of becoming a parent was, you know, getting to like teach these kids to grow up a certain way and, you know, maybe impress yourself upon them, like hope that they get a good education and all that and just be present in their lives. And it seems like government is constantly trying to remove that from us. I don't understand, unless it's just to make sure that those kids grow up thinking a certain way, you know, to vote liberal, typically.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, we have kids so that they can eventually shovel the snow in our driveways, okay? In our sidewalks, okay? Not for you guys, okay? You want to carry them for 9 months, birth them, feed them with your body. Maybe your boobs look forever changed. I don't know. These are just the things I'm thinking about right now. Yeah, if you're destroying one of my special holes in my boobs, yeah, I think that deserves me a few rights.
Right, you should get some say, I would think.
My special holes. Yeah.
No, they're pushing it. They're pushing it with legislation and activists, and they're doing the same shit in Colorado. And like this past week, they tried to pass this policy where in the public schools, the teachers have to call the kids by the name the kid chooses, if it's 20 times a year or like every other day. And like, so they're compelled speech. And if the teacher doesn't do it, then it's discrimination. And then they can keep it secret from parents. No big deal. Like, you know, you can just keep shit secret from parents. Like just the fact they think this shit. They're out of control. It's the communists and the democratic socialists here too. And they're just like, and these people admit they have mental illness. They're like, I'm mentally ill. I was abused and I'm traumatized, but like, let me write policy. Like, it's just, it's wild. And it's wild.
How blue is Colorado?
It's bad. It's real bad. Because of like this, because mainly the cities and all the people who moved here in Boulder, but like, we're not giving up. I don't know, man. It's wild. These people are just like,
because I always regarded Denver as like a special place because it was, you know, lovingly nicknamed Menver because of all the men that would flock there and live there. And I've always told my single lady friends, like, go live in Denver. You'll find a man in no
all
time.
the immigrant men are living here. We have a lot more immigrant men here for you. So
oh my goodness.
Maybe find a based roofer or something.
It's wild.
Yeah. There's also a lot of schools now that are operating under the, like, if a student comes to a counselor or something or a teacher at the school about like feelings about turning trans and stuff, they're like, oh, you know, if you want to just start doing those things and maybe getting medicine and stuff like towards going that direction, we don't have to tell your parents either, which is really, that's super scary because that's a really permanent, like, life-changing thing that kids haven't thought through yet necessarily, and then their parents don't even know what's happening, and sometimes that ends in like a self-deletion situation for that kid too if they get all screwed up and don't have support for it. That's really terrifying as well. I don't like that.
They're doing that on purpose because the people, and sorry to yap about this for a second, but the people in favor of the bill were testifying. All these white liberal women were up there who are like, my kid's trans, blah, blah, blah. And then all of them said, and if these kids aren't called their name at school, then they want to kill themselves. They all said this. And I'm like, okay, I think something's maybe going on here where all your kids want to kill themselves. Like, maybe there's something else going on.
More of like a mental problem. Yeah, maybe we need a little counseling, like real counseling.
Yeah, and that's so manipulative. That's the worst abusive, manipulative thing, to say you're going to kill yourself to get someone to do something.
It is. That's cruel behavior for sure.
And we've all been kids. Kids are always you feel powerless. You're literally a kid. You're under your parents' roof. You have to do what they say. You have to eat what they cook you. And I'm sure we can all think back to instances when we were in like middle school, high school, or we sort of rebelled or whatever. And these type of policies and these type of activists are empowering, like, not all kids, because there are a lot of kids that are good that won't take advantage of this, but the ones that will take advantage of this are the ones that feel powerless. Like, you know, I'm gonna just stick it to my parents because I'm in my awkward teenage phase. I'm just gonna transition to piss them off. I'm just gonna, you know, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
let
but-
me like I wanted a nose ring. And my parents said no, and guess what? I got over it.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I was thinking too, though. Why not get like the piercing or do the emo thing or whatever? Like, those weren't so permanent, you know? Like, the trans stuff is really permanent sometimes, or it can really screw up your growth and development, at least, depending on like how far you go with it, or medications.
Of
Even
course.
Penny wasn't as bad. So just
Kat,
Right.
you
That's,
mentioned
it's sad to say, but yes, you're right.
Kat, was it you who mentioned like you have to be 18 or even older to get a tattoo in Canada?
By yourself, yeah. Like if they will let you, I think if you're maybe 16 with a parent's permission, but yeah, like piercings, you need a parent's permission. Tattoos, you need a parent's permission if you're a minor. But now, we've had this one really kind of prominent case where a young person was 14. She was 14, and you did not need the consent of both parents. Like the mother was pretty gung-ho to get her daughter on the trans path, which is unbelievable in itself. But the father was objecting for obvious reasons. She could, like the majority of these children get over it, move on, grow out of it, etc. He was silenced. He was jailed. He was barred from speaking. Like it's.
Dude, they'll get their kids taken away from them sometimes completely. Like, oh, you're not going to go with this kid's wishes and desires or the mom's wishes and desires for that kid. Now you don't get to be dad anymore.
Didn't they pass some crazy legislation in California recently?
I forget where it was, but yes, that's where I'm getting it from. I covered some story about that where people are losing their children if they don't abide by the child's wishes, which is crazy because children don't think through everything depending on how old they are. And the whole thing about being a parent is you're supposed to give them some guidance, maybe at least, hey, can we sit and think about this for a while? Maybe you're just going through a phase. Maybe you're just feeling this way today.
You might need
give it
those
a few
genitals
days.
later in life. Like, don't say
You're right. You might want that.
I think I would have totally transitioned if it was like a popular thing to do when I was in middle school. I'd be like, this explains why I don't have boobs.
Because you also don't take it so seriously because you're a kid and you don't have the perspective yet, and you don't know what life is like as a mature adult, so you have nothing to compare it to. You're like, oh, I could just stop feeling awkward and instantly be more popular. Sure, sign me up. And piss off my parents. Yeah, sign me up.
Validated. They just validate. That's why you can't push back at all, because they need the full validation all the time. It's like, it's crazy.
What do you guys think about these people who been married for 20 years, like these men who transition to become women after they're
I think they just really want to get out of that marriage and they're afraid of divorce.
Yes, and it's a good way to get out because if you're in that trans category, like that's a weird section of people that you can't really criticize a whole lot right now because you'll be the one that's the bad guy, So you can kind of get out of anything almost scot-free in that regard. Easy way out.
Maybe instead of changing the marriage vows, instead of till death do we part, it could be till trans do we part, if you in 20 years want to throw a wig on, you need to let me bounce.
Yes. That's hilarious.
Ugh. It's so sad. No one ever looks good. You're never it's so rare. 1 in a million people is gonna be a Blair White. You know what I mean? I think
if they start young,
you're just not gonna look better. Sorry. It's it takes a lot of time and money.
Do you guys ever see that meme? It's like an actual hammerhead shark and a regular shark with a sledgehammer taped to its head. How can you tell I'm trans?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's pretty accurate though.
It's one thing if you're an adult and you've thought a lot about it, and maybe you're trapped in a reality TV family full of toxic women, and maybe you're an Olympic athlete and you're trying to distract from killing someone with your car, and you thought, I've thought about this long and hard. Let me transit. That's one thing, but when you're taking advantage of our sponge-like youth, we're all on the same page on this shit. It's it's really exhausting that it keeps happening, and it just seems like it's just more more control.
Yes, it's pushed. Yes.
I tell this story sometimes like online, just in a quick little tweet where I say, like, if I was born to woke parents today, especially, if my mother would have some sort of, was it bipolar that they said that mothers with bipolar like end up, with trans
There's
kids?
more trans moms that are, or moms
that.
of trans.
If I was born to woke parents, they would have trans me, because at 3 years old, I was like, Mommy, I'm a boy. I like swords and shields and guns and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason I thought I wanted to be a boy is because I, at like 3-4 years of age, I had a crush on a boy across the street, and he was like older, and I didn't understand. And so I was like, oh. They literally would have trans me. They would be like, oh my God, let's get her some boy clothes. Let's get, it's ridiculous. The parents that are just so like eager to just like jump on that and push that on their kids, it's unfathomable to me.
Yeah. Like I'm kind of with Chrissy's point. I've never had an issue with like an adult saying, hey, I don't feel right in my body. Maybe this is the right way for me, but you've had time to think about it and you're an adult. So you're kind of done developing already.
Your own money. You're not
Yes,
hitting
you're spending your money
up for a new genital.
Yes. And nobody's like working you or leading you towards that direction. Like, because kids' brains are so malleable, they look up to mom and dad so much they can buy just about anything mom and dad will tell them, right? To a point. But if you're an adult and
you're trying to make these people happy who are keeping you alive.
Yes. Yep. So I think that's crazy. But yeah, as an adult, that's way different than an adult pushing a child to go that way. Just because they maybe on a whim said, hey, I feel like a boy today, or I feel like a girl today.
And there is a certain segment of it is moms, unfortunately, who are a little mentally ill and toxic, and maybe they got burned in a divorce, and they know, like, everyone knows at least one kind of manipulative woman who either takes it out on, their kids or alimony or whatever, like wants the ex to pay, and this whole system is set up perfectly for somebody like that to completely exploit it. And like, who cares about the kids? Oh, this is just my you're just a chess piece that I can maneuver to get back at dad. It's really disgusting.
Yeah. On our show, I think so. Aaron, my boss / husband, the host of our show, like he always says too, like it's a lot of single moms, like kind of like you just said, they're not with the dad anymore. They kind of want to have that little like pink poodle in my purse situation where it's like a look at me moment. I have a trans kid and it gives them attention and, sympathetic glances from certain people, and people will look at them a certain way. And you're right. It's like a little card you can pull like, oh, hey, my kid is trans, like an accessory or something. And that's just not, I've never seen children as an accessory that way. So I don't know that I could ever do that,
Yeah. Just put just be like, oh my God, my kid's in theater. And I'll be like, oh my God, I feel so bad for you. Like there's other ways. Yep. Like, oh, my kid is pursuing stand-up comedy. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Do you need anything?
Oh, my kid wants to be in a liberal arts degree someday. I don't know.
Yeah. Ugh. Oh my goodness. All right. Push-ups. Thank you for the super chat. Lila, is it true Jewish guys make great husbands?
Ooh.
Yes. And you know what, push-ups? I think that he's Jewish, so you will make a great husband for somebody someday. Push-ups. Yeah. But you got to do more push-ups, and make sure you wear your landslide Lila hat when you're out and about. You'll find a lady.
Yes. I recommend that to everyone. Eliza Blues. Yes. Wow, what a throwback. Where you been all my life? Canada is stupid, but the people are great. It's true. Oh my gosh, EF. Thank you for the orange boy.
No.
Ooh, that sounded like air. EF, off topic but important. Rep Anna Paulina Luna to introduce bill mandating frontline duty in Ukraine for members of Congress, supporting Schumer's $60 billion proposal. She needs loud and large public support to get it hoeing. I think you mean going. Okay, this looks like a break. Is it breaking news? I don't understand or know what this is, but has anyone here heard of this? Because I have.
No, this is the first time hearing of it, actually.
This is breaking news. Okay, we're gonna put a pin in that, EHF. Thank you though. Jeremy Parkhurst, commies always want total control of your children. Progressives is just a nice word for commie. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
It used to just mean like progressive, like, oh, you cared about the homeless and you cared about art and you were fond of the gays.
When did that become like trans kids at 12?
I know. I like when I was in school, when I was young, I think it started to turn in the 2010s. That's when I'll blame the 2010s.
Feels about right.
Dan Heelan, 20 minutes in and not a boot or a fart joke from Kat. South Park lied to me.
Aww.
I don't do fart jokes. Sorry. Maybe that's more from a Canadian dude.
Ooh. Are there any words that you say, Kat, that are a dead giveaway for you for your Canadian accent?
Maybe A.
Okay, we'll take that.
Canadian, eh?
You hide it pretty well.
People are mentioning my accent. It's actually not Canadian. It's because I'm from Eastern Europe, from former Soviet Union. I lived in communism.
Right, that's why you're giving me
Yeah, okay.
energy. Yeah.
That didn't sound like Canadian the whole time. That was confusing.
It's not a Canadian accent. No. Some people, when they hear me speak, they say, "Oh, you're from there. You don't sound like you have an accent at all." But some people are like, "Oh, where's that accent from?" They can't quite pin it because I came when I was very young. I was only 11, so mostly it went away. But to the keen ear, some people can still hear it.
Yeah, you seem like you had a strict gymnastics coach growing up.
I wish I was more disciplined.
I want to yell at you to stick the landing.
I was scared of my teachers. There was no talking back to them. It was
because you had respect. Are you kidding me? We don't have the kids nowadays. No, we had a band teacher. Todd Schusterman taught band at Southside. Was it middle school? And if you wouldn't shut up in band class, he would take a chalky ass eraser and chuck it at your head, and like that was okay. And you know what? Guess what? We all learned to shut the hell up because we didn't want to.
We had a gym teacher that did that. Our gym teacher threw volleyballs at our heads when we weren't paying attention, and that was okay.
Yeah, we need to bring some of these tactics back.
Oh, could you imagine that now? Like he'd literally be sued for assault or something.
Right, when it's just like a lesser punishment.
Oh, are you kidding?
Hey, a wake up call.
I did one play in high school. You know what the casting process was like? A bunch of girls stood on stage. He looked us up and down. This was for a funny thing that happened on the way to the forum. He looked us up and down. He went, you, and you. And that was the audition. And you're like, you know what? That's showbiz, baby. Get used to it. Push-up says swords and shields and maple syrup, eh?
Swords, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't usually have maple syrup because it's very sugary. Your metabolism slows down after 40, so I stay away from that. But yeah.
But none of us are that age, luckily. So
no, nowhere near it. Not at all.
Nope.
We're all just juicy and youthful. Simon Ho, many trans cases and because the mom has Munchausen syndrome and always wanted a daughter. Yes, you hear this a lot, Simon. I.e. Megan Fox. I am Jazz. The father is usually a beta male. Ooh. Right. You know what?
We're not present.
Yeah, transing your kid is probably never the first move. If you're with a manipulative person, it's like there are signs like, okay, they're able to manipulate and get their way and have power over you in sort of like other ways.
Yes.
It's really horrible though. It does not make it okay because it ultimately ruins the kid's life. What is that sound? It sounds like air leaking.
Sounds like a tire deflating or something. What the hell is that?
What is that? Is someone like leaking air?
No.
You still hear it?
No, it's not there anymore.
Okay.
But that's the second time it's happened.
It's like the pressure, like the show is so hot. There's so much pressure that we have to like do a pressure release valve and let some air out. Jeez, this is why we need a man to figure out what the hell that sound is. Jesus Davila, thank you for gifting 5 Chrissie Mayr memberships. Thank you, darling. Dave Chandler coming in with a yellow boy. There it is again. Maybe it's.
Do you have a soundboard that you're not telling us about, Chrissie?
No. Imagine if I had just a soundboard of annoying sounds, like a phone going off, or like a
baby crying.
The baby. I'll have that soon enough.
Yeah, you'll have that live.
Can't believe it's gonna happen. You know what? Frank did add this sound effect to my repertoire here.
I like that. I can't imagine why he did that.
When I have a black guest, I'm just gonna be like.
Why is that? We noticed that on our channel a while back too. It's every video you watch, there's a fucking smoke alarm beeping in the background.
I love it. It's my favorite thing.
Every
but I can't. I've been told I can't play it on a loop because that gets annoying.
Damn.
Dave Chandler, thanks for the super chat. Who else thinks Canada and America are in a race to see who can slide into the abyss the fastest? Mark Stein used to write about how crazy Canada was compared to America. Now there's no difference. I would like to think there's some difference still.
You guys
some
have,
difference.
like not governors, like some like Democrats calling parents domestic terrorists because they cared about what was being taught in school. Like it's a pretty close race right now.
Yeah.
They're calling us bigots for opposing children hacking themselves up before they're adults, and you've got, Democrats calling parents domestic terrorists. It's crazy.
Yeah, you know what? And every generation has their struggle, their thing to fight against, and I guess this is just going to be ours. And hopefully, in 10 years, we'll be able to look back and be like and treat it the way that people would go in for a lobotomy, and then we realize, wow, that was pretty savage and unnecessary.
Dude.
Yeah.
Even more scary to me, a while back, and maybe Kat knows more about this, but the MAID program in Canada came out, where if you've got any kind of little tiny ailments to something really bad, like you can either go in and get your prescription you need or something, or they'll send you this thing, this paper about, hey, do you want to participate in the MAID program, which is like a medically assisted self-deletion. So, and they'll send you that over some really little shit, like, oh, do you have a UTI today? Would you like your antibiotics, or would you like to go? Like, do you feel like maybe you're not for this world?
There's literally been cases where a person is waiting for back surgery. I don't know how many years they've been waiting, excruciating pain every day, intolerable. Yep. And their solution is, there's MAID. And now they're thinking of expanding it to any mental illness for, anyone, even just like a young person who's like 18, 19. You're suffering from depression, MAID for you easily.
I think we should do it. Fuck it. If you don't want to be here, get out.
That is the other side of it. That's the other side of it.
I'm so sick of saving people, saying just do it. You know what? You want to? I'm done.
I see her side though. Like, so on one side, it is kind of scary that the government just kind of sends you a paper asking if you'd like to go today, like if you just don't want to be here anymore. But on the other side, like to her point, it's like, if they don't want to be here, are they contributing? I don't know. And she's right. I'm sick of saving people who don't want to be here, type of thing.
I don't know.
It's weird. I don't know.
The slippery slope of this, though, is they will eventually expand it to anyone under the age of 18 who say, I've made the decision, just like they've made the decision about, transitioning, and whatever the parents say won't matter. There's just a huge slippery slope to it. And I'm extremely uncomfortable with the state having this kind of power.
Fuck those kids. Let them go.
Well,
you know what? Honestly, we need to have more respect for the elderly. So if you kids don't want to be here, it's fine. Get
if
out.
it's those climate activists who've just turned 18 who say there's too many people on this planet, they're welcome to go.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Leave the planet. You
Let's
believe
do that.
there's too many of us here?
Out.
Lead by example.
Don't let the door hit you.
I can almost understand on one side of it, like if you're choosing to to end your own life, like that is your choice. You have thought about it. It's amazing that we don't take abortion like more seriously than that. Because it's like with abortion, it's like your kid has no choice at all. Like they could really want to live if they could verbalize that. Like tough shit, you know. Sorry,
Yep.
this is you have a liberal mom.
That's a good point.
Oh God. How depressing. My God, I'm sorry we've started out on such a depressing note. I just got very excited.
It's serious issues. We gotta
It
talk
is serious.
about this.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's what's kind of happening all over.
It's satanic and dark, so we have to laugh about a little bit of it because it's like for real.
We have to laugh at our government, make fun of them for being so stupid.
Yeah. Call them ugly too. They're all
While
ugly.
we're allowed before I'm sent to the gulag for holding incorrect, unacceptable opinions.
Adam Choi, thank you for the super chat. Hi, Chrissy, FM, Lila. Of course, mommy. Don't trans the kids, please. I won't.
We won't, yeah. I feel like none of us would do that.
I don't have the
I
money.
technically don't have kids.
I don't have money. The only thing stopping me is my lack of funds.
I can't even figure out whether or not to have the being circumcised. I can't imagine being like, do you want to just not have genitals? Like, I can't imagine.
You're just putting them on puberty blockers or any meds when they really don't need it. You're like you have this body that's new and fresh, and you're like, oh, let me just fuck it up. Let's just fuck it up.
Because your hormones are constantly changing when you're that age anyway, so you're really screwing it up big time. It's not like being an adult where everything is like moving at a slower pace hormone wise. Depending on what age you're at, like you're really just screwing with everything.
And wouldn't this be the time, like, wouldn't your doctor be like, we could use AI and be like, hey, I know you're awkward right now at 11, but here's what you're going to look like at like 25, just hang in there. You're going to be cute eventually.
And you're going to want to fuck.
Well, don't have to tell them that, but like.
Oh, well, they do learn that in sex education. But you know what? Yeah. I think isn't it a miracle that all of our parents were able to keep us alive? Like the fact that we're even alive right now, it's a miracle. I think it's hard as hell to be a parent. Keeping a child alive is an accomplishment. Keeping them alive long enough to make it into adulthood where they are now fully responsible on fucking their shit up, that's huge. So shout out to all the parents out there and future mother.
Oh,
shout out parents.
Dave Chandler, ominous hissing. It was me. Aha.
Of course it was.
We have the culprit. Thank you, Dave Chandler. Mike Hunt smells like fish. Got him. Canada has the right idea, eh? So, maybe just on hockey. That might be like about it, though. Okay, we did that one. Couch surfing. Self-deletion would be easier than transing. Oh my God, this is too dark. We gotta lighten the mood here a little bit.
Objectively, it's just objective truth. Like saying.
FOMO. Who's FOMO? FOMO
That's
rules. Thank you for having her. Oh, that's you.
Yeah,
that's you, Forest Mommy.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Forest Mommy.
Forest Mommy. Oh my gosh. All right. We're going to get away from a dark topic.
Let's do something fun.
Yeah. We're going to talk Shay into a fun topic. God, there's so much. Oh yeah. I wanted to update everybody about my Tom McDonald drama. For those of you who've been following along, my gosh, this was like maybe almost 2 weeks ago. I talked about, it was on a SimpCast even. We talked about, the hilarious song where Tom McDonald, unintentionally hilarious, but Tom McDonald is called, I think, Facts. He's rapping, and then Ben Shapiro comes on, and it's hilarious, and it went viral, and I showed us like a minute of the video, and then Tom McDonald claimed it because he really needs his $5, and it's kind of sad. The whole episode of SimpCast kind of like sat in escrow. Obviously, you keep your super chats, but the ad money from YouTube was sitting, sitting in a jail somewhere. But anyway, so I refuted the claim. I was like, it's fair use. And Tom got pissed at me. I even tweeted at him because I've had this issue with him like 2 or 3 times with, him or his people claiming, the content being used on somebody else's channel. I'm like, it's fair use. We're commenting on it. We're transforming it. We're not taking income from you. And then he tweeted at me that it's an algorithm. No one's manually claiming. And it's like, dude, I know no one's manually claiming it, but you are manually rejecting my claims. Like, that's how they get rejected. It's not some bot or something. Then he told me to get a grip.
Get a grip.
And then I think he knew he was wrong. But since I had called him out on it, he just let it sit there, and 7 days have passed by. It expired. The claims expired. So it's like, again, and I did it and made a stink of it, not because I desperately need that $5, but the principle of it, So I think he's been doing that to like quite a few people. Anyway, just letting you guys know it expired.
I even saw some unity between like some YouTubers and stuff. I think maybe had beef, but they all came together over that Tom McDonald shit. It's like, fuck you, bro. He was hitting everybody.
I didn't expect that from him. I thought he'd be like more chill than that.
Oh, right. He's one of your people, Kat.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're Tom McDonald fans over here for the most part, but
I was a fan. I thought he was cool. I'm like, oh, he's like a based Eminem. I don't know.
People are saying positive things, and he was still copywriting them. So it's like, okay, no one else will share your shit then, or talk about it. Then fine.
You shouldn't have to email to be put on a whitelist in order to play someone's content to promote them.
And what did he say to you? Like, get real or so? Or what was it?
He said, get a grip. First he said, like, oh, sure, email me. I'll put you on a whitelist. I do this for everyone. And it's like, dude, first of all, what if I wasn't on Twitter, or what if I didn't have that many followers? And clearly I was like, had enough followers for him to respond to, but not enough followers for him to like take me seriously or release the claim. Right. So I don't know. And then a few people are like, well, Chrissy, it was your tone. It was the tone in the tweets. That's why he didn't want to release it. And I'm like, my fucking tone shouldn't matter. I was right. Anyway, it's very gay.
His little feelings protected by the correct tone. Come on. Like that. I did follow that. I saw that. And I was like, that looks really bad for Tom.
Yes, he's abusing the copyright system, plain and simple.
Yes.
And every person on YouTube has access on their studio page. Every time anybody uses anything I do, it comes up, and you've got pages and pages of people who use your stuff, and you can choose to claim them or not. So it's just kind of like one of these unspoken rules. Unless someone is straight up playing your whole shit, not commenting on it, it's like, go ahead and let people like use your stuff if it's relevant to what they're, you know what I mean?
As long as they're talking and moving through it with like their own opinions and stuff. I've never understood the copyrights, like claims and shit like that. Cause that's all our show does really, like whether it's like a news story or, covering somebody else's content that was kind of crazy or out there for some reason or another. And we pause that shit at least like every 10 seconds to 30 seconds and say something that's of our own content and opinions. And there's still some people out there that'll claim it. It's like, no, that was what is it called again? It's fair use. Yeah, but there's another like you're changing it somehow. I don't remember what the term is, but transformative. That's the one. Yes, it's transformative content. You've made it your own now, and I don't know what's in it for these people, I guess, to claim it every single time when somebody's doing it in their
money.
own way. Do they really
get you claim everyone who uses your shit eventually does add
really?
Up,
okay.
Money-wise.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't realize it would be that worth it,
What does he get out of like flagging it? What does he get? Does he get like money for flagging it, or what's in it for him?
Yeah.
Yes. It's a money.
Well, if he were to like in the instance with me, like, because I had to actually submit like legal language, like, okay, this proves why it was fair use, how it was transformative, how my use of this content does not take away money from him. I'm not passing it off as my own. If he were to then like keep rejecting it, instead he just let it expire. He let it wait a week and then it expired. And so now it's kind of like a non-issue. It gets released from escrow. They add money, whatever it is, $5-10, whatever it was. goes into my account. But had he wanted to pursue it further, he could keep denying it, and then it would be a situation where, like, we're now suing each other over this, or like you actually, I don't know, go to court, sue somebody over it.
Sure.
But since he knew he was wrong, it just, and I think most people are maybe too intimidated or daunted by the process to even refute the claim to begin with. So shit will get claimed, and they'll just be like, "Oh God, I don't know what to do."
Right.
And then they'll lose out, and
They see that they got a claim, and it just they lock up because it looks scary or whatever.
Yeah, it does look scary. So
someone in the chat said, next time you tweet at Tom, you can say there was already one Tom Petty. We don't need another.
Haha.
Aw.
That's funny.
Bad jokes. Sorry.
Where was this a week ago?
This was not the Batman in the chat.
Anna, by the way, I see you in the chat. I think you're still on your honeymoon, but if you're not and you want to jump in, you know where to find the link. Charles S. Get a grip, Chrissy. Also, chirp. I will get a grip, everyone.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the update on that. I think, Lila, did we talk about this last SimpCast about David Lucas? Have any of you been following this David Lucas debacle? April, I know you guys like keeping track of comedians on Steel Toe.
We did watch this. Is it the George Floyd joke?
But we didn't watch the apology.
I actually really liked
David
that little
Lucas,
sketch.
who is a comedian who I think came up in LA, same area where Lila came up in, but David Lucas came up in like the Kill Tony crowd. So he's, and that's sort of like Joe Rogan adjacent. And because I remember him when I was on Kill Tony, and I think March of 2020, he was still on the newer side, but he's progressed and blown up, and now he's headlining and doing great and has management, I think, with CAA or something. He was at a Funny Bone, I don't know where, but he mentioned George Floyd or told a George Floyd joke. Says, like, I wouldn't have kneeled on his neck, I would have shot him or something like that.
Yes, that's
And
about
then,
it.
What, maybe 10 Black people walked out of the show and were kind of heckling him and saying, "Oh, you should know about him before you speak about him," and just like yelling out things to him. And but then again, like, he posted this clip. That's how we knew about this moment, Lila, is because like I'm pretty sure David posted his own
He
clip.
for sure posted it.
Yeah,
He did. It wasn't really that bad. Like, comedy is like a person to person deciding if it's funny, by the way. And the way he delivered it, I thought was very funny. I did watch the whole clip. It was, and he's a black man too, so it's kind of weird to see a bunch of black people being like, "Oh, you should know who this guy is before you speak on his name." But if you look into George Floyd, he's not really that great of a guy. You know what I mean? Like, he kind of did some bad things.
Not a model citizen. No.
No.
And so you post, like, as a stand-up, you know, we all do it. We have a funny moment. You post it. You put it on social media. That's you'll post a crowd working moment or a random moment. It's perfect because you're not burning through your material that you might be saving for an album or a special or something.
Yep.
And it's good for your engagement. It's good for your social media. So David posts this clip, and then over the next few days, and I tried to get him on for an interview, and I remember he said he was going to let me know Wednesday. Last Wednesday, because I was like, come on, Thursday. I gave him some time. So he's like, okay, I'll let you know Wednesday. And then Wednesday comes along, and I believe that is when he put out this apology, which I know a lot of people were a little bit disappointed to see, because I am big on never apologizing for jokes. And he claims he apologized because he wanted to apologize to George Floyd's family, which doesn't make sense to me, because George Floyd's family nor his kids were in the audience of this show.
No.
So I think this apology video to me sounds like a hostage video. I'm going to play it. You guys tell me what you think. So this he posts, I believe, had to have been Wednesday, right? Because that's when I posted it.
Yeah.
All right. Here
And
is
he
David
took it off his
Lucas.
Instagram already.
He took it off. I'm so glad I screen grabbed it, because I I just didn't know what was going to happen.
Hi, this is comedian David Lucas. You know me from Kill Tony and other various roast shows. I'm an edgy, push the boundary comedian, and my job as a comedian is to bring humor in dire situations. With that being said, there's a clip that is circulating around social media, and since that clip has came out, I have spoken to a lot of George Floyd's family. I spoke to Cal Wayne, Trader Truth, Steven Jackson, and my intention was to never cause harm to his family or make them revisit a moment that happened a few years ago. I'm a father, so I get it. I understand how his kids feel. I've spoken to his whole family, and we've came, to an understanding as to how to move forward from this. And just want to apologize to his kids and everybody who was close to him. Hi, this is comedian David.
Doesn't it sound like we've come to an understanding? No, they've come to an understanding, and
Yes.
my management has told me I have to, like, I'm not buying this as like, wow, I really feel bad. I'm reading off a script.
He is reading, and he's touching his nose a lot of times, which is like
that's a toe.
He is uncomfortable. This is not what he wants to do, but he has to do it. And even the way he's like, I'm an edgy comedian. Look at the way he touches his face. You'll see it. He's touching it.
I love that we have body language expert Lila Hart here. No, but you're right. You're right. You're totally right.
What's this?
When
What's
you're
that?
comfortable.
Why I say that? Look, he's doing it. He can do it one more time. He
Yeah.
does it again. Yep, there it goes. He does not have a red nose.
That rail right there.
What is
He doesn't have
what does
allergies.
the touching of the nose signify?
He's lying.
It's a nervous tick, maybe.
Yeah. He's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Is everyone old enough to remember Seinfeld, where like he makes the joke, how bad is the relationship going? Like depends on how high you touch your face when you're talking about it. Pretty good. Not bad. I gotta get out.
No, first of all, Seinfeld's not for old people, Kat.
I don't know. Some of you ladies look younger than me, so I don't know.
When my stepson was sick for like a whole day a couple weeks ago, all he sat and watched was Seinfeld. I mean, partially because we made him, but it is growing on him. Anyway,
Young people still love it though.
I tweeted this out. Please read the whole thing. David Lucas apologized for making a George Floyd joke on stage. This, as always, sets the dangerous precedent of giving the cancel mob a win and empowers them to move the goalposts further for what is acceptable speech. So much that eventually we won't be able to breathe. Like a knee to the, I should have said neck, like a knee to the throat that chokes the life out of comedy. Their threats are just that, threats, like holding a gun to the stomach of a pregnant woman. Jokes, unlike fentanyl, never kill or injure anyone. Any hurt from a joke is a counterfeit feeling. No individual or group is exempt from jokes. Offend everyone as often as possible. And you can see from some of the comments here, I was defending him before. Now he's pathetic. Like, I understand why he did it. I think that he was basically given a shakedown situation. I think this was like a mafia style shakedown from BLM activists.
Mhm.
And again, what is he going to reach out to George Floyd's family? No, I'm sure they got a hold of him or their George Floyd's representation, Ben Crump, whatever, the whole lot of those, what do they call them? Race pushers or race, baiters. I don't know. I think they got a hold of him, and they were like, well, we don't like you going against the George Floyd narrative.
Yeah.
And
they need that one.
And I read a lot of responses like, no, this is the hood. This is like a hood situation where he did not feel safe for his life, or maybe they threatened his family or kids. Like, and you can tell from the hostage apology, this is not really necessarily something he's come to on his own.
Okay, but when do we forget that when we go to a comedy show, it's supposed to be like a funny thing, and it's not like going to church or like a city council meeting where something's supposed to be taken for gospel. I mean, comedy to me, there's all sorts of dark comedy. I make all sorts of nasty jokes all the time on our show. Like, I'm not a stand-up comedian by any means like he is, but I hate that we've lost the sense of like comedians can't make a quote unquote like crass or like nasty, crude joke without being forced into an apology, which by the way, if an apology is forced, it's not real anyways. So I don't know what win you think you've gotten from that, but it's
Race
insincere.
hustlers. Thank you, Peter. Yeah, race hustlers.
Oh yeah. Do you
I
guys
think he was intimidated into this because again, he posted his own clip. He owned that joke. He didn't regret it. If he regretted it, he wouldn't have posted that moment.
Right. Yep.
He would have been like, "Oh shit, I offended people. People walked out. I'm embarrassed." Ugh. You
It was
don't
this-
then post that moment.
It was a silly joke. Like it's not like he went and shot some guy or like he would actually go shoot some guy. Like he's on stage to make people chuckle for a hot second, you know? And I don't think anybody in that whole crowd believes like, oh yeah, this guy would totally just go shoot some guy. You know,
Yeah.
I don't believe that for a second.
And he was getting called all sorts of names too, wasn't he? Like that's like way worse than any. That's what I always love about this whole thing. They get so mad about something, and then they just go like 20 times harder and more like actually racist. Like, and he, you know, and Clarence Thomas. Then the lefties were dropping the hard R left and right about him. Like it's just they always do that.
Yeah.
So it's don't bend the knee to those people like that. They're the bullies. Hello.
So I did a little bit of when this came out. I saw on one of the threads someone had posted this link to a Twitter space where one of these BLM activists actually contacted his mom, like found his mother's phone number, cold called her, and obviously recorded the conversation and either posted it to a space later or it was a live broadcast. This guy spoke to David Lucas's mother and uncle. So his mother and uncle were on the phone at the time. And this activist is trying to shame, cajole, just basically like struggle session his mom into disavowing his jokes. And she's going like, well, I don't know the context of this. I haven't heard it. I don't really know what you're talking about. And David's mom was not behaving in a way that this activist liked. And so he's getting short with her. He's getting snippy with her. And it's very manipulative. And I retweeted it and this guy blocked me. So I don't know if I can share this with you now. I might need one of you gals to see if you can pull it up and share your screen because since he blocked me,
We'll get around that block.
and I don't have any. I don't know if I can open it.
You don't have an alt account, Chrissy?
I don't even know if do I.
Yeah, how many sock accounts don't you have? Come
Used
on.
in so long. Ugh. Okay, let me fucking find this. I really want to play this clip because the tone that this guy takes with his mom is very scary and manipulative, and they're just trying to manipulate his own mother into disavowing him. His name is on Twitter, I bully da bully. Which I think is insane, the fact that like just because somebody blocks you, you can no longer.
Yeah, because I want to block them back. I don't want them spying on me. Sometimes you can't see who it was.
God, I don't even know. Can I even switch accounts on here? I don't even think I can. I can do it on my phone. Maybe I'm just like having a boomer moment, but yeah, I bully da bully. I'm blocked. I cannot access his stuff. So if anybody can even take this tweet and see if you can pull it up on your browser and then share it, and I can possibly, or you could possibly play it from your end. Oh, maybe Fealty can help with this. I see you backstage, Fealty. Oh, Fealty, you found something? You brilliant man. Oh, I can't see it again. The link that you sent me, I can't see it because I'm blocked still. So I would need you, Fealty, to possibly share it. Oh, that's the post. Yeah, I can't see anything that he's posted.
Need a screenshot of it? Who is it?
Well, it's an audio file that I want to play.
Oh.
It's from a Twitter space.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I wonder if I
that
can.
has the full video. Anyone else can present it. All right. So anyone just, if you can pull that up, just hit share screen and hit play while we're figuring that out. Okay.
It won't.
K Max, Chrissy, didn't you and April stand next to the George Floyd Memorial in Minnesota? We did.
We
With an I
did.
Can't Breathe hat and a Purple Crush soda bottle. Who drank the Purple Crush? I think.
Yes, that was
did.
Chrissy's pick. Yeah, the funny thing is I picked her up from the airport and we went directly to George Floyd Square and got the whole experience down. So it was very interesting.
It was like, do you mind if we go to the George Floyd Square? I'm like, do I mind?
Do I mind? Is it my birthday?
Full speed ahead.
It was different, but not different than I thought it would be at the same time. It was kind of a mess. You know what I mean? Like it kind of just looked like I don't even know how to put it. There was so many.
I know how to put it.
What would you sum it up as?
It was like it had wet garage sale vibes.
Yes.
Okay. This memorial is so poorly maintained. It's like people left photos. None of it's covered. So everything's waterlogged.
And sun drenched. Yeah, sun bleached.
Yeah. And everything. And it's not just a George Floyd memorial at this point. It's like literally anybody who's ever died who's Black gets their photo up in this memorial for any reason. Everything's like bloated and wet. There's nothing covering anything. So it's all bleached out, rotting, poorly maintained. There's plants and flowers and things there that are not maintained. It's like,
and how much like spray paint graffiti was all over everything. Like I understand you want to get your
disgusting.
I understand you want to get your message out there and that Black people matter, which of course they do. But everything looks like such a mess, and it was just kind of gross how it was all put together in a way. I don't know. And then like Cup Foods has turned into Unity Foods now.
Yeah.
And they definitely sold a lot of very interesting things there. You can definitely buy I Can't Breathe hats. We each have one. It's hilarious.
They're absolutely dropping the ball on their chance to market this though, because again, like I don't know, for maybe they had to for whatever reason change their name from Cup Foods to Unity Foods. But again, you need to sell Cup Foods merch. There needs to be a whole wall of George Floyd merch. If you're trying to be the memorial site, you need to sell like
shot glasses.
I can't breathe knee pads. You know what I mean?
Everything. Shirts. Do it all. Get some hoodies. I don't care.
Needles. Have like needles with George Floyd's name on them.
Counterfeit. We actually just see some counterfeit bills, I think, in
Hilarious.
the window.
Yeah. Stickers for your car bumper. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, you're right. They were missing out on pretty much everything.
We took a lot of photos there. We went to the what was it called? The cemetery.
Say their names, cemetery.
Say their names, cemetery.
I think I posted a lot of these pictures somewhere. I think it was on Instagram. I think I posted on Instagram a bunch of the pictures. They're kind of hilarious. It's kind of weird though. Like the whole thing, there was a gas station across the street from Unity Foods now, which used to be Cup Foods, which is where he was shot. Or whatever. No, he kneeled on his neck. Sorry, the David Lucas shot thing got me. But
keep them all straight.
Yeah, I know. I can't keep he died straight.
Where he
was
OD'd.
it Derek Tobin's knee? I don't know.
They have it like chopped off. I believe they had like a body outline.
They had the whole spot where he died blocked off and all that, and it had a whole shrine around it. There really are pictures on Instagram somewhere. I don't know. But then across the street there's the whole gas station that is now not a gas station. It's just
that was taken over by
a shrine. It's
feral
weird.
people. Yeah, there's like a broken piano in the middle there. There's like a bonfire. It's like again a poorly maintained adult summer camp situation. Where it's just broken everything, graffiti, bad art, not even good art.
No, it's not. It's completely classless. You know what I mean? Like I understand this guy probably
wet books that are there. Yes. Come take a book. Everything's wet, but okay.
I understand. This guy probably should not be dead. I don't usually advocate for people dying for things like this. I wouldn't in this situation, but how they chose to honor him seems so odd. In a lot of ways, like all those different graffitied
It's a
Things
shitty
there and stuff are
memorial.
really nasty.
Yeah, if he's like your Jesus, you could do a little better, you know.
I always think it's funny how they
Considering the millions of dollars that Minnesota had to fork over to his family, like they couldn't have put any of that money
Isn't it
into this memorial.
Wasn't it like $21 million or $27 million between the family members? Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, and then
I'm glad he's dead.
In a perfect world, he would have got the pregnant woman would have took him out at that moment. Like,
yeah, that would have been poetic justice. Yes.
yeah, that would have been the right
Fieldsy,
time.
are we able to play this this clip here? I can't play it from my end. I would need you to hit play. Okay. Can we turn the volume up? Can you guys hear it? I can't hear it.
Hello.
Hey, this Felicia? Hello?
And this is just a looping video. The video has nothing to do with the call.
Felicia or is this Valerie? This Felicia. Hey, Felicia.
Hi. This is his mother.
You sound different.
I do?
Yeah, you sound different from when I just called you.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So I was calling you in reference to the video that has gone viral of Emmanuel making the disparaging remarks and making a mockery of the death of George Floyd. And I wanted to know, had you seen that video?
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen the video?
No, I haven't.
Would you like to hear what he said, or can I tell you what he said? He said,
go ahead, sir.
Sure. He said, so what he started off by saying is, I have some beautiful white people in the audience. He says, you're about to show them why George Floyd got a knee nailed on his neck. And then he says, oh, don't be mad. He says, I would not kneel on his neck. I would have shot that nigga, referring to George Floyd, saying that he would have shot him. Which, our problem is that as a black organization, you are a black man pandering to a white audience, talking about how
white audience, there were black and white people in that crowd.
George Floyd, and by doing this, you're perpetuating a narrative about us, and you're glorifying the death of a black man who was murdered at the hands of police officers, right? And so, as a black mom, I wanted to know, what you thought of that, and if this is something that you support, And then Emmanuel went on to say in another video, he said that he had jokes about Emmett Till. Now, you're a black mom, and all moms are sensitive, should be sensitive to this type of stuff. And when you look at Emmett Till and how he was murdered, that mother could not
bring up Emmett Till
being murdered and tortured based on a lie. And so,
again, he's making it about something else right away.
And even in
he's making it about Emmett Till, which has nothing to do with the clip in question. This guy is thinking anything he can throw at this mom to struggle session her into disavowing her own son.
Struggle session, yep.
He went on to say that he supports Kyle Rittenhouse, a guy who shot Black Lives Matter protesters who did happen to be white, but people standing up for justice. And so the problem is that these are not only insensitive, these are unbecoming remarks that any black person should be making for the benefit or for the pleasure of white people. We did some digging and saw that he made a post on January 15th, which is Dr. King Day, and said Dr. King's death was a sacrifice so that he could sleep with white women. And I as a black man, I want to know what your thoughts are around these conversations.
Well, sir, I'm his uncle, right? And I'm on the phone with my sister.
Yeah.
And I hear exactly what you're saying, and I know it's comedy, but and I'm not. You have to understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying yes or no, but what I am saying is this: I do think we as black people, we have to understand that that's really not the issue. But I think some of our artists, the music artists that we do have, there's a female artist that raps in her lyrics. No one wants her to take that down when she tells young girls to do certain things that exploits their sexual nature.
Right. So the uncle is bringing up, and this is a great argument. He's going, David Lucas, who is hardly at Dave Chappelle level. Hopefully eventually he'll get there. But he's saying well, we have all these rap artists that are far more influential to the culture, far more detrimental to the culture than this one guy making this one joke that went viral on Twitter versus any artist you can name who has, trashy lyrics or, all the other things in culture and society which have far more of an impact on kids versus like kids aren't really like, going to see comedy shows. It's really mostly adults that are going to see comedy shows. But
I'm shocked that they even spoke to this guy. I would have been like, I'm hanging up. I'm blocking you. I'm going to get a restraining order against your crazy ass. Don't call this number again.
Yeah, how did you get this number? What, like, who do you think you are?
Like, why are they freaking even talking to this person? Like,
probably because he name dropped I'm with whatever BLM organization, and I don't know, maybe intimidated them. But yeah, they're giving him far too much time. I agree.
You getting blocked. Blocked.
That would have been a good time to post a chirp. Someone just said it in the chat during that phone call.
Okay, keep playing it, Filthy.
It's so stupid and so funny. Like, God bless those dumb things that are funny in this crazy world.
Where we as Black people, we allow our sons and daughters to walk around and be actually murdered, and no one goes and protests, the family of the son or the whoever killed that individual. I think that we're dealing with a small, not even a small issue when it comes to the more impact stuff. And I understand, your art of concern, but there's been so many comics, out in our world that's what comedians do, and sure enough, we have been bamboozled so much to where we don't pull the trigger on like more relevant stuff that we really need to. You know what I mean? So to say or put so much stress on that, I mean, we have to look at George Floyd and a lot of other people, prior to them getting to that point. We got to deal with our Black people, sir, before they even get to the point to where they're under the scrutiny or under the radar. We know that white America has done so much, but we can't let them still have power to think that, we're held down by the things that they've done to us. I do believe in the what we'll call the future, but there was no such thing. I'm gonna read something to you, and you tell me if you think this makes sense.
Well, I wanted to first get Mom's thoughts on what I had to say first.
But I told her, before that I wouldn't comment on something like that because people.
Well, listen, I'm not the media. Right? Well, hold on 1 second. I'm not the media, right? I'm not here to get a quote or anything like that. I'm a Black man. Well, hold on. I'm telling you who I am, though. I run a Black organization, a social justice organization, and a person who's in these streets every day fighting before you become a George Floyd for Black people. Okay, so I'm not a fly-by-night guy just making a phone call. I'm telling you. Well, hold on. So I'm telling you, hold on. And I want Mom to speak for herself, right? We Black folk, let's be Black and let's have a Black conversation, right? But from a mother standpoint, because we do have mothers of the movement. We got Tamir Rice's mother and my guy Trayvon Martin's mother. There's so many, Breonna Taylor's mother. So many Black mothers that are in the movement fighting for justice. And as a Black mother to a comic who made these remarks, I want to know from the mother her thoughts on these remarks, and is that something that she supports?
Well, that she is. I know you said you're in the streets. What do we do about the guy that got?
Well, this is sir. Respectfully, this is not about whataboutisms and hypotheticals.
This just happened, and we reached out to the family.
Hold on, listen. What are you talking about?
The gentleman that just got gunned down on Jeffersonville Road.
Listen, I deal with. Sir. You're talking about. I deal with hundreds of cases of police brutality. Right. I ran my organization out of.
This is not police brutality.
Listen to what I'm saying. You're trying to get ahead of me. I deal with hundreds of cases of police.
This is a mother.
Sir. You're not, sir. I can't, sir. Let me, sir. Look. I deal with hundreds of cases of police brutality. I deal with cases of Black on Black crime in our communities, and I treat all cases the same. So you don't get to like do the what about the Black on Black violence? I mean, that's the same thing that white folks do to us. When we're saying police officers need to stop murdering Black babies and Black men and Black women, right? Then, sir. Sir, are you? You said you're the uncle. You said, sir. You said, sir. You said that you're the uncle. Sir. Look.
He's just upset because he can't completely dominate this conversation. He wants to lecture the mom and the uncle, and they're bringing up valid points, and he just won't let these points be heard.
Sir, no. What I called to do is to have a conversation with the mom and not have a conversation that's being hijacked. We can't even have a conversation if you're hijacking the conversation. There's no way that you can hear me if you're hijacking the conversation. So Felicia, my question is to Miss Felicia. Thank you, Miss Felicia. So based on what I had to say, what is your response to that? Are these comments that you support as a Black mother?
My comment, I don't know, what you're saying. My son said, I don't know the whole content, so
I can play the audio if you needed me to.
I mean, I don't want to comment on it. At this time. It's time to talk about what's going on, the whole situation. Yeah, I would know the whole situation what happened.
But you did know that the video went viral, right, Miss Felicia?
I would love to see it. I would love to see you guys.
Sir, this is not sir. We're dealing with one issue, right? And it's like you're coming in trying to hijack a phone conversation and make it about other stuff that has nothing to do with what we're speaking about.
I'm not going to talk to him, but my comment is, things that happen to our black kids is they don't have the right guidance and the leading the situation there. A lot of single parents are raising our children, our boys. Our boys need that tough love from a man. They need positive Black leaders who's going to stand up, going to go to schools, going to do things to help them be better people. I work in the school system, and I see how our Black boys are, and we're trying to tell them. They don't want to take instruction, they don't want to take order. You can tell a child, go and sit down. Before they go and sit down and do anything, they want to do their point. That will happen to a lot of our Black
That's not Black. That's not all Black boys. That's not all Black children.
Listen to what I'm saying, sir. It don't happen. It's a lot of times if they tell you, don't get out your car, don't do this, put your hands on the steering wheel. But no, you're gonna get out. You're gonna try to do your point instead of doing things that happen. And I told my students, and I have given an example. This guy was driving. He was on a dark, deserted road. A police was behind him, and I told him, if you don't feel safe in that area, don't stop. Go to a well-lit area. Put on your caution light. Go slow so he can acknowledge that he's behind you. And so when he got to a well-lit area and the white police officer and he said, did you know I was behind you? He said, yes. He said, but I didn't feel safe. And he said, so I was told, if I didn't feel safe, go somewhere where other people are so they can see surrounded of what happened. So if our kids will just do the positive things, a lot of this will not happen to our Black kids.
Right.
Like for the instance as well, this Black boy was at a park. He had a gun. It wasn't a real gun, BB gun, but it looked like all these guns look like they are weapons. That police officer didn't know that gun wasn't a real gun, and our children lose their life for not acknowledging just doing things. It's non-persistent. You're going around there and terrified. It's like this. If I'm in an area, I see someone with that, I don't know that's a real gun what they got.
Right, no, I get it, but do you support, saying George Floyd should have had his knee nailed on him, that he should have been shot?
You know what? With that incident, when that happened, and not discussing with my son or whatever, I don't know what the whole situation with that would happen.
But do you think that George Floyd should have been shot?
It wasn't just white officers, Black officers was there.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't. No, they were not. No, they were not. No, they were not. I worked at George Floyd case. There was no white officers there. That's not true.
Okay.
And kneeling on his neck, the man was in handcuffs. So for any Black person,
I understand, but I don't know what the situation.
No, I'm just telling.
Right now, I don't have any comments.
No, I'm not asking. Okay, I'm not asking you for a comment. I'm not asking you for a comment. My point is this, right? When you have a Black guy,
something that happened, my son said everything. I need to know what the whole contents were. I hadn't even seen.
Is there ever a context where you can justify saying a Black man should have been shot while he was handcuffed?
Yes, there are lots of times when that could be done.
He goes from saying, "Oh, I can play you the whole audio, I can play you the whole context," to then being like, "Do you even need the context?" So this guy's fucking all over the place, and apparently this was being live streamed straight to a Twitter space. So I don't think the mother or the uncle knew. If that's true, that this is being
Probably
broadcast
not.
to a Twitter space, that is fucked.
I hate that when people take a really, really personal thing and they decide to just blast it out everywhere and don't give you the courtesy of letting you know. At least that's super shitty.
All right, let's like how much is left? Okay, there's not that much left. Let's finish playing this because I think at the end he gets
What
very
about Emmett
cunty.
Till? Do you think Emmett Till that's a funny comment to even joke about that?
I don't know what brought it on. What whether or not it was somebody in the audience. I don't know.
No.
I mean, so my son, that ordinary, he ain't gonna bring up nothing about that guy. He's not gonna just say anything about someone.
What about do you think that Malcolm or Dr. King's death was a sacrifice for us to fuck white women?
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what the reason for it.
Who's moving the goalpost?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Like, what about this? What about this? Does this upset you? Do you want to apologize for this?
Well,
let me see if I can, and I'll just find out what's going on.
Yeah, find out and call me back. Why don't you do that, Mom? Because I'm an activist, right? And it bleeds my heart. I couldn't sleep for 2 days, and I said I was gonna call you. I didn't want to call you. I said nope. I'm gonna wait till I get a clear mind, talk to Mom, and see what Mom is thinking. Because this is bad thinking. And when we do this stuff in front of white people, it only encourages white people to go out and cause real harm to us. It causes white people to go shoot up our schools and shoot up our churches. The last thing before I say before we all go.
Listening to him is making me want to strangle him. So
went into a black church, prayed with these black folks, and gunned them down. That had nothing to do with the police.
Oh my God!
There's plenty of cases where black folks comply with the police and they still get gunned down, right? Philandro Castile. He gave the police his gun license, his ID, and they still murdered that brother. So we can't just sit there and say it's black on black crime. It's cases where you.
I'm not saying black on.
Well, that's what your brother led with. Talking about black. Oh my goodness.
No.
Then he talked about the music. That's a woman that does music and that's promiscuous. Like, come on, we got to do better as black people.
Well, some of the music.
I do agree.
It's the world. It's changing. You need to be in the world, not of the world.
Absolutely, I agree.
And all of this stuff represents the young generation think, hey, they saying this and doing this.
But you know who's pushing that music? It's white record labels. It's white executives that tell these artists, if you want to get on, this is what you got to do. This is the music we want.
Okay, like I heard you saying. But the thing about it is, if you know this is not benefiting your race or your generation, but see, you being of the world. Okay, I want to make this. I want to do this, but we got to stand up for what's right.
And that's why I want you to stand with me. I want you to stand with me and the thousands of other black mothers who lost their children due to police violence and
no
and white
pressure.
supremacy. I want you to hold your son accountable and give him a good tongue lashing. Have that honest conversation from a black mother to a black son. Because let me tell you something, Mom. If your black baby boy, Eugene, was murdered by a bad police officer, I guarantee you would look for organizations like mine, NAACP, Black Lives Matter, whether you like us or not. You're gonna look to people like Al Sharpton and Benjamin Crump to get behind you and your family. There are millions of black mothers who don't get any justice when it's police brutality or any type of accountability. Okay, so while your son is on stage pandering to white people, right, wanting to have sex with white women, at least making jokes about that, you will be looking to us to get that brother justice. So I implore you.
He sounds like a woman. He just keeps winding himself up.
From police violence or whatever, I'm encouraging you. I'm begging to you. I'm pleading to you for you to have a conversation with your black baby boy and tell him that it's inappropriate. It's not funny. It's not comedy. Let me tell you this. D.L. Hughley, the comic. D.L. Hughley also retweeted this video and said this is not comedy.
More pressure. You retweet his video.
D.L. Hughley did it. Fell in line, so do you.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a minute. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna. Okay. So what now?
Yes, ma'am. You there?
She's being very patient.
I would have hung up long ago.
All right. I think that might be about it. But pause for a second, Filthy. Let me read what this person, his screen name, his handles. I bully the bully. He says, anti-black comedian David Lucas' mother Felicia and uncle speak on. Can you move the mouse away? Speak on X Spaces after their son makes disparaging jokes about the death of George Floyd. So this is on X Spaces with Mayor for Congress. And who is the mayor for Congress? account. FBA, creator on X, news reporter, constitutionalist, policy, use of force expert, actor, disruptor, BLM, activist targeted by the FBI. And then what's the bio of the iBully, the bully person? Yeah, these are just all activists. How'd they even get the phone number? Blows my mind. Okay. No credits to speak of. Just professional pain in the ass. But like, I mean, how many tactics did this guy use to try to bully and pressure the mom into disavowing her own son? And, you know, good for her I think she still had his back and was like, look, I don't know what you're talking about, basically. I'd have to hear the context, but here are some other things that are much greater problems in the community than my son just making jokes. Okay, this is the mayor for Congress guy saying unacceptable. The Funny Bone Comedy Club thought it would be appropriate to book struggling. He's doing great. Struggling comedian David Emmanuel Lucas of Macon, Georgia, and allow him to get on their stage and make racist, inflammatory, and anti-black remarks, mocking the dead George Floyd, a black man who was murdered in all caps at the hands of Derek Chauvin and fentanyl, a former Minneapolis police officer. In his performance, Lucas explicitly stated, "I wouldn't have kneeled on George Floyd's neck. I would have shot him." Lucas went on to further promote his anti-blackness. Again, if you don't fall in line with the narrative, you're anti-black. And glory violence by saying, "I like Kyle Rittenhouse too," which is hilarious. These statements are not only dehumanizing, insensitive, anti-black, but also a clear endorsement to state-sanctioned violence. Oh, spare me. Police brutality and glorification of violent acts against Black Americans. Such rhetoric is not only morally reprehensible, but also potentially incites further racial animosity and violence. Call to action. Here we go. Here comes the cancel part. The Funny Bone Comedy Clubs must sever all professional ties. This is a chain of clubs, by the way. This is a nationwide chain. There are Funny Bones all over the country, but they're being called to sever all professional ties with David Lucas forthwith. This is a necessary step to demonstrate their commitment to racial equality and to disavow any form of hate speech, advocacy for violence. The perpetuation of such toxic and dangerous ideologies under the guise of comedy cannot be tolerated. Wow, a big call to action here to get this chain of comedy clubs to stop booking David Lucas. Unbelievable.
Jesus Christ. Like I said earlier, like comedy is supposed to be like subjective. I don't know. Don't go into a comedy club and like decide that you're going to be offended by anything. Honestly, I know like
people. None of these people were at the fucking show. These are activists.
I agree with you.
Have a sense of humor. None of them were at the show. None of them would ever go to a comedy show. These people don't listen to comedy.
They're not able to handle it.
They have no sense
cannot
of humor.
handle words.
They're remote. It's a remote cancellation from people who don't even enjoy comedy.
Yes.
Is this another tweet? All the Black women hate me currently. Now I'm forced to marry a white woman. Okay, this was from just a few days ago, I guess, right after it happened. That was from February 11th. That was last Sunday, and he apologized last Wednesday. So yeah, they threatened him. They shook him down. They, I'm sure, came after his management. They came after his family. Wow.
Honestly, the only thing offensive about David Lucas is that he needs to lose some weight and work out, and otherwise,
yeah, so he can be around longer. Stay fit.
He's hilarious. I am disappointed that he apologized, but hey, he might have been getting death threats. You know, he might have been getting.
I'm sure he got death threats,
which is remarkably stupid, because even if you make a joke about, oh, how I would have shot him instead, you know, like, of course he's not going to actually go shoot somebody over such a thing. Like, it's,
but you know what?
You watch into the comedy show, you should be expecting that everything you're about to hear is supposed to be making you chuckle, is it not? I don't know. That's what bothers me about it.
The ultimate comeback for David Lucas is for him to hit the gym, fucking just get
hot, yeah.
Blow up, yeah.
Yeah,
blow up.
Just get some guns.
Wow. Yeah, I still don't think he should have apologized. Again, if people are threatening
Oh.
I've had death threats over jokes. I'm sure Lila has too. It's the more it happens, the less phased you are of it. But again, who knows if the death threats of the hood variety are a little bit more intense. I don't know. I've had all groups come after me. So
Aaron and I have had death threats just for existing on our show. I don't know, just because somebody decided they didn't like how we looked or something we said that day. And we've had death threats. We've had the grape threats before, of course. And it's like, you could just look away from the thing. Like, you don't have to watch David Lucas or his set, if you didn't like it. You could just decide inside yourself, like, oh, wow, I really don't like what this guy does or says, and just go somewhere else.
It's not their modus operandi, though. They can't handle comedy. They can't handle comedy that calls
They're not cut out for it. You're right. Yep.
Not only do they not handle comedy, it's like it's even the bigger issue is like you are not allowed to go against the mainstream narrative about George Floyd, especially as a black person. If you're a white person going against it, they can easily write you off. Oh, white supremacist, whatever. But if you're a black person going against the mainstream George Floyd narrative, they'll call you a coon. They'll call you. Look, how many times did he say, "Oh, he's pandering to white people"? When there were black, white, all types of audience at that show. So the mental gymnastics this guy has to do, just an attempt to get his mother to disavow his own
And also these people being like, oh my God, George Floyd's family. George Floyd family, the best thing that happened to them was him dying. Okay, actually, that was the best thing.
Oh yeah, they got millions of dollars. So here is another post from the Major for Congress. I have contacted the King Center and its CEO, Dr. Bernice King, and they have been informed about the defamatory and derogatory tweets made about Martin Luther King Jr. on MLK Day, as well as the anti-Black hate speech delivered by comedian David Lucas during his performance at Funny Bone Comedy Club. Okay, this was in Manchester, Connecticut. Okay. I call on them, again, it's another call to action to cancel him. I call on them to join me, as well as other organizations, to deplatform Mr. Lucas for his glorification and of an incitement of direct violence on Black people and his anti-Black hate speech. And this is from his tweet from January 15th, where David said, the sacrifice MLK made is the reason we can now have sex with white women, which is hilarious and a tweet and an obvious joke. And my God, these little bitches need to calm down. But he's using his status as a whatever, someone who's run for mayor or whatever he is, to get this comedian deplatformed. It's insane. And this was from which day? Let's see. When did this Mayor for Congress guy tweet this out? February 14th. So same day. I wonder if this was before or after the hostage apology video.
George Floyd's family is not sad that he's gone. They're fucking millionaires. And also, that is more money than if George Floyd was alive, he wouldn't have been providing for them in that way.
Ever.
He wouldn't have been.
I don't even think he knew his kids.
He had counterfeit $20 bills he was paying for shit with. Are you kidding me?
You know what? The only thing that should have happened to George was that he should have been killed like 15 years ago instead of in 2020, where it fucked up everybody's lives with the goddamn protests that ruined everything. And now we have all these fucking people getting mad about stupid ass jokes and wanting to cancel people. It's like, oh my God, I'm so over it. Be happy with your millions and shut the fuck up and just go shopping. Go buy some shit on Amazon.
I'm totally with you. So I live about an hour and a half from where all of this happened. And for the longest time, I did not even want to go to the Twin Cities because it was such a mess. The tensions were so high. I'm like, it's not even worth going there right now, at least, because this one problematic person happened to die from something that didn't go right. And it was just a mess. And all these businesses got fucking wrecked and all that. And it was just.
And did the businesses get any of that money? Did they get any help? And any of these Black-owned businesses or any of that? No. His family are fucking millionaires now. They're doing great. And now they're like the fact that David Lucas had to be like, oh, I talked to his family and, we came to an agreement. And it's like, I don't know. If George Floyd was alive today, he would be causing havoc. He might have murdered somebody else. And
a pregnant woman, probably.
Yes.
People
So
don't care
technically
about
two
that.
people.
And we all remember the Summer of Love. It was all these people, all these like the mainstream media. You can tell there was a want, there was a desire for this George Floyd moment, and it happened to pop off with George Floyd. But if anyone like can remember, like the tensions were so high, they were like, oh my, it was the whole like say his name era. They were really getting excited
The Black
about
Square. The Black Square.
yeah, the Black
You know,
Step. This was the time of the Black Square. And it just happened that the powers that be happened to pick George to be the savior and pour all this money into the movement. And exactly what Lila was saying before. What did all the BLM activists do with the money? Yeah, some of them got mansions, but then fuck everybody else.
BLM stands for buy large mansions. Didn't someone make that?
I like mansions. Yes. I like that. I also think it's really funny too, kind of like to what Chrissy was saying, like what a guy to pick as your savior, like Saint Floyd and all that. Like he was a problematic person. He wasn't out doing like nice things for your community or anything like that. He wasn't quote unquote like a good person. He committed a lot of crimes and kind of went out being a criminal too, because if he hadn't been doing criminal activities, the cops wouldn't have been there even. Of course, it all went badly, but it's just interesting the people that groups will pick to like be their Lord and Savior. You know what I mean? For their movement.
Yeah. Didn't he like hold a pregnant woman hostage?
Yes. Yeah, he did at gunpoint.
And this is the man they're venerating and like, you know, elevating.
He's black.
People don't like to point that out very much. It doesn't go over well at dinners, you know.
Ugh, yikes.
Yep,
Tom's
that's
not
one.
avoiding it. I drive to Wisconsin a couple times a year, and we usually go like around Minneapolis and then head east. And like when that all was going down, we didn't even go to the Minneapolis point. We were like, we just cut over earlier because I was like, it just seemed nuts. It's like, why even look at a highway around anywhere around there?
Yep.
How long did it burn after the George Floyd thing? Like I remember seeing the fires and the wreckage when people were just losing their minds over that.
I mean, on and off for a while. I think it was the 3rd precinct too that they fucking burnt down. It was all, like they hurt all these businesses and a police precinct and all this stuff. Like people that did not harm this person. And I totally agree that George Floyd should not be dead. But having lived around here and stuff, like seeing the collateral damage that was the businesses down there and everybody that owns those businesses or worked there that are out of jobs now or losing money. It was just, it's kind of like, you know, people will call it a peaceful protest and stuff to like shut down like highways and stuff, but you are really truly interrupting people's livelihoods. Mm-hmm. And these people didn't do the bad thing to you. And it's just tragic to watch, really.
So here's the Major for Congress guy. So this is his tweet responding to David's apology. David Lucas issues a fake apology. See, this is exactly what we always talk about. You cannot bend the knee because it will never be good enough. They literally will come for, like, you give them blood, they'll be like, sorry, you can't work again. It's not about the apologizing. It's about control. It's like they want to end you as a, they want to end your career completely. So anyway, this guy is saying, David Lucas issues a fake apology to George Floyd's family because he doesn't want to lose money. David Lucas recently posted a video on social media attempting to apologize for his nothing's good enough for them, for his insensitive remarks about George Floyd. In the video, he begins by attempting to justify his offensive anti-Black comments, claiming his role as a boundary-pushing comedian is to confront challenging situations. That's literally the job of a comedian. Lucas mentions having conversations with members of George Floyd's family, including Trey the Truth, Steven Jackson, implying that these discussions should lead to public forgiveness. He states, I never intended to harm his family or make them relive a tragic event from years ago. He adds, as a father, I understand. I've talked to his entire family. We've agreed on how to progress. I want to apologize to his kids and all who were close to him. However, following the release of his apology video, Lucas faced ridicule from his followers, prompting him to remove the video because he did remove it from his Instagram. And openly express his lack of remorse. He engaged with his fans who are suspected of holding white supremacist views on X, formerly known as Twitter. So it's not good enough. He apologizes publicly. who knows? Who knows why he deleted the video off his Instagram? But again, it's never good enough for the race hustlers.
Once you
have-
start, if you apologize for one thing, the thing is that the next thing is going to be even smaller that they want you to apologize for, and then it turns into everything. They don't like anything you do. You're setting a certain bar, if you will. They're never going to be pleased with you again.
Mayor for Congress tweets again. Tweet 1. A fan commented, "You don't need to apologize to anyone but his family." Lucas replied, "I didn't apologize for the joke, just to his family." Now, I don't think that's made clear that he should have said in the video, like, "I stand by the joke. I'm just sorry, people," whatever he wanted to say. I don't think that really translates. And again, I don't think the apology comes off as just an apology to his family because it is done publicly. I take this as a full-on public apology. It's one thing if he wanted to call and personally apologize to people, that's one thing. But once you post something, that's a public apology, in my opinion.
I agree.
Tweet 2, Lucas tweeted, "I never apologized for my joke." Continuing, the apology was due to the harassment of my mom, threatened me, not my mom. However, this claim of his mother being threatened appears to be a falsehood. No, it's not. We just listened to a 20-minute conversation where this guy's harassing his mother.
Which is also kind of sick. I don't ever like that when there will be an individual, let's say if I said something that somebody really took offense to, but then they reach out to my family to harass them just to get to me through them.
Yeah.
It's just the sickness. Like, that person wasn't involved at all. Can you just stay on target for a second? I would way rather people just harass me if I truly had done something bad.
It's a tactic. They're trying to get to him because David, us comedians, like, we can handle a lot of this stuff.
Yes.
Somebody's mom can't handle being called, being harassed, being, I'm sure his mom doesn't have a Twitter account, but like a lot of us sort of comedians and public figures like have dealt with this before, and it's kind of like your Achilles heel. It's like, well, shit, my mom doesn't know how to deal with this shit, and that will make somebody bend the knee. So here is tweet number 3. Lucas reaffirmed his refusal to apologize for the joke. When asked about his support for Kyle Rittenhouse, he responded, "He's cool. He never killed a black person," despite Rittenhouse having shooting BLM supporters who were pedophiles, by the way. But I guess that's fine as long as you support BLM. And again, it just looks like Lucas is trying to have it both ways. He's apologizing, but he's also trying to be like, no, I stand by comedy and my joke and my free speech. And it's just the woke leftists, the BLM mob, will not let this stand. Tweet 4, Lucas confirmed again, "I never apologized for my joke." When a fan asked if he would repeat his actions, he replied, "Absolutely," to which the fan responded, "Awesome," meaning he would tell the same joke again.
Yeah, when something is said in the vein of comedy, like I said, like, you literally walked into that facility knowing that you're going in there to hear some jokes. And I think that, it's a joke. Like, people are supposed to be understanding of like, oh, this isn't, gospel or anything like that. I think it is so cruel to like put somebody's like right to free speech and like just the fact of them having a job and stuff, put that all in jeopardy just because they didn't enjoy what they heard.
And this other tweet here, I'm not sure what podcast this clip is from, but he said in a separate interview, David Lucas intensified his disregard for the sensitivity of George Floyd's death, stating that if people were offended by his jokes about George Floyd, he also has racially insensitive jokes that mock the death of Emmett Till. Okay, so this is how the Emmett Till thing got brought up. Play this. It's only 42 seconds. I'm not sure who this was with.
I.e. George Floyd, then it hits a little different. You get what I'm saying?
Bro, I got fucking Emmett Till jokes.
I know. Trust me, I know. But not even referring to yourself, but you're just saying in the brand of comedy, anything can get greenlit. Whether it's jokes about religion, about sexual assault, about,
it better be funny.
That's right.
It better be
funny. I agree.
That's the only disclaimer. It's got to be funny.
Bro, You ever heard Louis C.K.'s N-word bit?
Right.
Wow.
Oh
See,
my
you know what? That's the mistake is trying to have it both ways. You cannot apologize at all, even a little bit, and still maintain. It's like you either become I'm sorry to say it, like a literal slave to these activists, or you stand for your values and for free speech and you go, no, I'm sorry, it was a fucking joke. A joke is not a personal insult. And if
Right.
you take it that way, that's a you problem.
And like you said earlier, it's not like George Floyd's family was in the crowd and he was directing his comment towards them. Or even not in the crowd and still directing it. Like, oh, hey, and a message for his family, by the by. I would have just done away with him, like he didn't do any of those things.
And you know why? They use the same tactics that got them all millions of dollars. It's like acting like victims, acting like it was so horrible, acting like, God, you can't speak ill of this person. We got you by the balls. You have to do what we say. And
It's cruel.
I also think that's like the problem with the internet, though, is like, okay, the night that he did the show, all those people walked out, and at a comedy show, you have the right to walk out. If you don't like what you hear, go ahead, walk out. But it's not like they were waiting for him and ready to kick his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's kind of crazy how all these people who are making comments about this were not at the comedy show. Yes, those people were offended, but they just went home and like the night was ended, and it wasn't supposed to turn into this huge thing that it has now become with everybody on the internet putting on in their 2 cents and saying that he should be canceled, because none of those people would have called for him to be canceled. They're just like, okay, I'm no longer a fan of what he does and move on with my fucking life. You know what I'm saying? And it's like now people want to take what you it's like, I do like that we can film things and we can share things, but there's a magic about being in a live comedy club and doing the performance live, and it can't be recreated even in the same way. Like, yeah, you can watch someone special, but it's not the same as like actually being in the room and there's that connection. You can like, even the people that were leaving, and the fact that David was still able to like make jokes and kind of make it fun, and I'm sure the rest of his set killed, and the people that stayed were happy that they ended up staying. But if you don't like something a comedian says, yeah, you can walk out and leave. But I just don't think that now we're going to take to the internet and fucking bash this guy forever. It's insane.
I can't imagine doing that. Like, you can't imagine going to even a movie theater and watching something in there that seems super offensive and then going online and making a review about it, like a negative thing, and just bashing them. I can't imagine doing that to any like genre of just about anything. It's especially when you walk into a specific sort of facility where you know that it's a comedy club or something of that nature. You have to view something in that context. And like you said, if you don't like it, just leave. That's okay. You get to do that. I don't know. It's very frustrating.
Imagine the amount of energy you have to spend being outraged and just continue.
It's too much.
I'm offended. This is offensive. I'm going to call everyone. I'm going to cancel everything. Like,
don't you have stuff to do?
You should send them those made packets.
Oh, yes. Oh, God. I see you're incredibly offended. Would you like this maid option?
Never be offended ever again.
Simon Ho, thank you for the super chat. Extreme leftists secretly support predators. Yeah. Not a great time for leftists. Slain Hope, humoring cryboys is like humoring people shitting on the sidewalk. It's a slippery slope.
Aww.
Oh, Kiki. Thanks for the super chat. Hi, beautiful girlfriends. Y'all look ravishing. And hi, Lil Bean. Bean Stream could be his podcast name. Oh, we have to set the Bean up for the podcast. Keanu, come in whenever. I just sent you the link. Bebop, Saint Jesus George Lionheart. Lloyd, thank you, Bebop.
Oh, no.
He is a saint. Simon Ho, woke-tard activist telling the mom how to think. Exactly. Yeah. She wasn't behaving the way he wanted, and he kept throwing in all these qualifiers. Well, as a black mom, as a black person having a black conversation in a black house. No, can't she just be an individual?
No, she
how
has
about
to be
that?
black.
No. She's a black mom.
I'm not a regular mom. I'm a black mom.
I mean, girl.
I'm a cool mom. If you ain't getting death threats, you ain't relevant.
Probably true.
I'm sorry that that's the way it has to be, but Bebop, Chrissy, breathe. Not too hard though. That's a members only stream. Yes, I do have a bit of a rhino breath going on. B Carswell, let's all go to Target. See you running out there.
Oh no, they're gonna lose a Target.
Cole Hauser, thanks for the super chat. I laughed when I first heard of the Floyd joke. It was funny as hell. Fannie Willis is the reason why I don't date black women. Go Rittenhouse 199. Who's Fannie Willis?
Oh wow,
The whole Georgia
you didn't
thing.
hear?
No.
Oh wow, if you haven't, I don't have enough time to describe all this to you really, but you should look into her for sure. I think, isn't she suing Donald Trump for something, and she ended up sleeping with her like main prosecutor or whatever, and paying him a lot extra.
Sick. I have heard of that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, she's kind of a problem. It's funny though.
And she like admitted to like misappropriating campaign funds on the stand, and it's just like no biggie.
Oh,
no big deal.
good.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on it.
Yeah,
Wait,
you should
is
deep
she
dive into
black?
that a little bit. Yes.
Not like it matters.
He's
Oh
black.
my
Yes.
God.
He's black, and the prosecutor she slept with was black. Yes, all black.
So shouldn't they be happy? I don't know.
Oh yeah, and supposedly she like wore her. This is kind of just like the juicy thing. She wore her dress backwards the other day.
I've done that.
It's just everyone like the internet will not let you do fucking anything, you know. So yeah, that was just kind of funny. I thought because people went and like found the exact dress, which you got a dress at from wherever at one point. The people on the internet like found the dress and are like, nah, she's wearing it backwards. The zipper is supposed to be in the back. I love it.
For everyone in the chat, Anna has the link. Everyone can. Thank you for the concern. Anna is in our group chat where the link is there. Everyone has full access to the link. I know Anna has to get going. Let me make sure there. I'm sorry, April.
I need to get going. Yeah, I do apologize, but I have really enjoyed being with you girls. I never have a problem. If there's ever like a night where I can hop on even for an hour or two, I think that's a lot of fun.
You're a blast. This is regarding April from Chris Benoit. Hi, April. I'm looking for a show to listen to with my young son to bond with. Is your show something that'll help him to stand up for himself and grow as a man? Everything I've done just puts him to sleep.
I mean, I suppose I don't think we're technically a children's show. In fact, we have a warning that says we're not good for kids. But I feel like Chris Benoit might look past that. So, sure. Steel Toe Morning Show. Go ahead and see if you can bond
Steel
over.
Toe Morning Show. Thank you, Steel Toe, for the super chat. Chrissy and April like George Floyd jokes. How soon they forget their memorial service at George Floyd Square. Yes, that was a great. It was a
great
time.
bonding experience. I loved it.
I loved nervously picking up snacks at Cup Foods.
All the wrapper chips and stuff. Like, oh, let's get some Rick Ross chips. I don't
We're
know.
like, oh, let's get Migos chips and Nicki
It's so
Minaj doodles.
It was very strange. Oh, let's get some Grape Crush and make sure we take a picture with it outside. We had to pick the whitest looking tourist to take a picture of us.
I'm gonna send you out on a chirp, April.
Well, yeah, you don't want your phone.
Wouldn't be right if you didn't.
What's coming up
appreciate
for
you.
you, and where can people listen to you and follow you?
Oh man. So the usual show, Steel Toe Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 6 to 10:30ish, usually AM Central, and then we do evening shows Monday through Wednesday, 7 to 9:30 p.m. Central. Usually, I believe we'll have like a local comedy show coming up here, March 21st, I believe. That's not set in stone yet, but we're trying for late March to have a comedy show locally here in Minnesota. Central Minnesota. We have a few other things in the works still with lots of meetings that we can't talk about yet. I wish we could. It's all very exciting. Definitely come check out the show, and you can find me personally on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that. So love it.
Super.
Everyone's really supportive. We appreciate you.
Thank you, April. You're an absolute
Thank
delight.
you. Yes, I miss you. I miss Lila too. Lovely to meet you, Kat and Forest Mommy. Of course, you guys are great. I've obviously heard of all your stuff already, but yes, I love all of you. I hope to be back very soon.
Bye, April. Love
Bye.
you.
Love you.
Love you. Bye. I'm just gonna blow through a couple of these. Bebop, Tyrone raising his kids. Well, that's the goal, right? Bebop. Lila said my preschool pick was ugly. Is that true, Lila?
I stand by. I said what I said. If I said it, I meant it.
Slay and Hope. All David did was enable the mob to go after the next poor guy. He has the blood of the next comedian on his mic stand now. Cowardice has consequences. I think what he did was set himself up poorly. I think a comedian, you take this on an individual basis, because no matter who you are, the cancel mob will come after you if you say something offensive. I think he set himself up very poorly. Like, I think he is in a position where he will get even more shit. The next time he mentions George Floyd on stage, he'll get even more shit. And he's just made it a bit harder for himself by apologizing in the first place. And he might look a little bit like a hypocrite if he decides to double down later on. But again, like, I'm sure he'll be fine. And I hope he is fine and everything blows over.
Yeah, I'm going to pray for his weight loss journey.
Pray for a lap band. Junior, those jokes from David Lucas were the worst thing that could happen. The jokes from David Lucas were the worst thing that could happen to George Floyd. Chirp. Yes, and a chirp for you, Junior. Thank you, Junior. Courtney Russ. Hi, Chrissy Cat, Forest Mommy, Lila, and April. Thank you, Courtney.
Hi, Courtney.
Thank you, Courtney.
Hello, Courtney.
Hello, Courtney. Okay. Dang, what an interesting story that really turned out to be. It was really ongoing. Okay, we're gonna mix it up with some with a fun bimbo-y lady.
Yes.
This certainly you've all seen this
Bimbo
clip.
it up.
Let's bimbo it up. We'll mix it up. Certainly you've all seen this clip of this woman. And again, like, we've all seen clips like this where women are kind of bragging about their body count. We've seen a lot of this kind of these opinions on like whatever podcast, but we've certainly seen a lot of like viral little TikToks about that. And so I'm just going to play this gal here, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on it.
I want to be passed around so bad, but my boyfriend just wants a monogamous relationship. It's 2024. Expecting to be with one person for your entire life is like unreasonable. I'm a young 18-year-old Latina. I'm gonna get my face blasted by multiple men. Like, I haven't even had a quickie in a bathroom stall. I have so much to live for. And you're telling me that I have to stay with this one guy because I love him so much. But there's literally guys out there with 13-inch meats waiting to destroy me. It would just be so unfortunate if I were to go my whole entire life without getting piped by at least 100 different people just to see who I like the most.
I like 13, as you said, 13-inch meats, plural.
She likes meat.
Where's the beef? She's saying this is just a 2024 version of Where's the Beef. So I tweeted this out and said, similar to MGTOW, the glamorization of promiscuity is a front for women who are terrified of getting heartbroken. You can't be abandoned if you never commit. And I say that because I had a feminist phase where I was like, I'll never get married. I'll never be with the same guy. You know what I mean? And I know that for me, it came from this place of just being like, almost like defensive dating in a way, like I can't be let down or broken up with if I don't play the game, if the whole like, oh, I'm going to have sex like a man and then I'll never get hurt.
I think they call that the avoidant attachment style.
Yes.
I think she's very pretty. She should definitely just become a porn star. I mean, if you're down to fuck 100 dudes, you want 13-inch meat, you want to do all that, get paid. You know what I mean? I'm like, just don't be out here doing it for free. Get paid, become a porn star, get on Pornhub, do OnlyFans or something.
Right. You might as well just go all in. If you're about it, walk the walk.
Do it.
This could also be... She could also be sarcastic in this. Who knows? She's saying it sort of so flatly. Who knows if it's really?
It's all.
how
It's
she
kind of
feels.
obvious things what she says too, like a little
I
too.
thought it was fake. I thought she's doing it for clicks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is her
it said
face,
with
is
no
her face
emotion.
filtered a little bit, or so? Like it feels
It's
like
definitely filtered. Yeah, I think these eyelashes are filtered in.
yeah, it's like kind of moving a little bit different from like the rest of her body. It seems.
Oh yeah. I think
You know, I think OnlyFans is actually fantastic because it just makes anything that we ever did in high school or college look like a walk in the park. You know what I mean? It just looks like we just went to church the whole time. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
nothing. I remember when I was in high school, there was a girl who like sent her nude got leaked. It was like a pussy pic. It was in like green lighting. It was so weird, but we all saw it and everybody was like, oh my God, she's a whore. It was like this whole thing. It was just a picture. Okay. And now people are just, you can go on Twitter and see pussy. You can see 13-inch meat on there for free. And no one cares anymore. Again, my only quarrel with this is, you know what? It is 2024. Get paid if you're going to go out there and do this. Get paid,
right.
Monetize this, get your bag, and
Free market capitalism, baby.
Maybe she was saying that to launch her OF career.
Yeah,
You know,
it's not even like this is not even that shocking anymore.
It's not.
The girls that go on whatever, like I don't know how true this is, but I've heard that they literally go on that podcast and, you know, appear as bimbo-ish as possible and as revealing and provocative as possible to literally just like launch their OnlyFans.
And
Well,
guess
they're also
what? Those men
told-
all subscribe to it. And I bet you that guy who even runs that podcast is subscribed to half those girls he invites on.
They're also told to dress like for a night out. They're told to dress like in revealing clothing.
So that they can get dunked on for like
Yes, Aria. We must have gone to high school at the same time because when I was in high school, seeing a G-string was scandalous. Yes, I remember like you'd be sitting behind someone in class. If you see like a thong sticking out, you'd be like, "Oh my God."
I remember that.
They desensitized the fuck out of us over like people our age. MTV. I didn't even get that till I was like almost out and moved out, and it's still like I was like, damn, there was some sexy stuff on that television channel.
No, and
Crazy.
also for the people in the chat, they're like, "Oh, in 15 years, she's gonna hit the wall, and guys are gonna no, they're gonna want her. Guys still want to fuck you when you're 85 years old. Okay, that's bullshit. There's no such thing as hitting the wall. All of that.
Right.
If you're a woman and you take care of yourself and you have a good attitude, on the internet, guys will be like, "Oh, I would never touch her," but like literally, if you were to walk into a bar or walk into any place, guys would still approach you. It doesn't matter what your age is as a woman. Okay, don't let these. I don't know. I just think it's so. I think part of what the MGTOW was created for was to get these men who will never get laid anyways to feel better about the fact that they're not going to get laid. So it's like they'll just sit online and bash these women and say this and that. And it's like OnlyFans wouldn't be so goddamn successful if you men weren't subscribed to it. So you act like you hate this and, oh, what a whore. How could she do that? And it's like, oh, how could she only sell it for $5.99? Whatever. And it's like, she's making fucking $10,000 a month.
It.
You're buying it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're right, Lila. Like, just think about the chlamydia or the syphilis, whatever it is, whatever's going around the nursing homes. You know, these men do not go, oh, sorry, you're menopausal, or sorry, you're in your 70s and 80s. No, they'll still try to hit it.
Yeah, they're into those take the dentures out, babe. We're gonna do a dentureless blowjob. That's what they like at the old folks' home.
I
Sorry,
think
that was
guys
gross.
become even like less picky the older they get. I don't know, unless they have a ton of money or something.
Well, even then, like even if they're rich, the whole you know, your most desirable at 22 thing falls apart because, you know, if you Google a picture of Jeff Bezos and his fiance, I don't know if you girls have seen it, but she's literally, I think, in her early 50s. So here's a guy, the most richest man in the world, who could have any 22-year-old, because apparently like that's the ideal age. And, you know, past that, you've hit the wall, you're used goods, no matter what, that's it, you're done. And this man is with this woman who looks great for her early 50s, whatever. So
she looks amazing. She looks good. And also people are like, oh, fuck, but date and marry is different. And it's like, you know what? Marriage is beneficial for a man. Men who are married live longer. Women who are single actually live like marriage is for the man. Okay,
they're engaged. That woman is not just his girlfriend; they're engaged. Jeff Bezos and that. Yeah.
Lauren Sanchez. Yeah, she looks like a real housewife.
Yeah.
She looks great.
Trophy wife.
There's the whole MGTOW narrative like destroyed right there with one picture.
Right. Why isn't he with a 20-year-old?
Yeah.
What were they calling it? Mid-cow?
Mid-cow?
Men going their own way.
Oh, okay. The MGT. Okay.
MGTOW.
MGTOW. I don't know.
MGTOW is feminism. That's the female version.
Oh yeah, and they're always blaming out. Like you said, they're always calling the other girl. Anytime they can call a woman a whore just to get out their own self-hate, because they're fucking whores themselves, or they're the ones supporting them. It's always blaming out.
Oh, here's how this is her journey. She was friendly with Bezos 2016. They were at this holiday party. She got her meat hooks in early.
And people are like, oh, she only loves him for his money. Yeah. And his money's great. Big fucking deal. All you guys are like, oh, she's a gold digger. Guess what? You ain't even got gold for women to dig on. Okay? He knows she's a gold digger and he's got gold to give. And he's happy to give it to her. He ain't upset that she's digging in his gold because he actually has gold. You guys who act like, oh, I don't want a gold digger. You don't even have gold. So no one's going to become digging to you because you don't have anything to fucking offer. You don't have to worry about gold diggers. You ain't got no money. Okay, she does love him for her money and for his money. Good for her.
Right.
Yeah. And you can stay hotter with money. Like they said, I wasn't hot in my 20s. I wasn't hot till I got to like start going to the esthetician, you know, throwing money at the problem.
That shit costs money. And a man who can provide that for you, great. You can get the face
I'll look
cream.
as pretty as you want me to, honey. If you pay for it, I'm down.
Oh, she's a pilot, a female pilot. Wow. I am against that personally, but I guess Jeff is not.
Well, she's the right color at least.
Yeah. She's cute. Wow. I had a job, I had a career, then I found my calling, being Jeff Bezos' side piece. No, she got a pilot, good for her. She wants the world to see Bezos as she does. Okay, sure.
And she made him more relevant. Nobody cared about him. Now they're all talking about her gold digging ass, and it's great. Look, if you look at that picture and just remove her, he just looks like a bald-headed egg. Now you put her next to him, he looks like a rich bald-headed egg, and that's better than just looking like a goddamn egg. He looks like an egg with money.
Right, an egg in a suit.
No, all men like walking into a building with like a hottie on the arm. It's just like they can't have it, so they hate other ones who have it. And it's like,
Lila, you're 1,000% right. Because if he didn't have this hot woman on his arm, people would be like, "What's wrong with him? Does he have an egg dick? Is he tiny down there? Is he, you know what I mean? Is he gay?" The rumors would start. She's passionate about climate change. Okay, that's annoying. That's like a rich person hobby.
Yeah, he probably pays a lot of carbon credits so he can feel good about it. Which, no judgment. I mean, but the carbon credit stuff is stupid.
Her brother sued Bezos? Wow. Okay, that's a little sordid details. She traveled. All right, well, I'm not. They got engaged in May 2023, so I guess the lawsuit wasn't that big of a deal. Good for her. God bless. She does make him more relevant.
You know what? This should inspire women to be like, there is no hitting the wall. Okay, you take care of yourself. You can still get a billionaire. Be a gold digger. Go ahead and dig for gold. Don't be hanging around these dudes who ain't got no gold. The only people hating on your gold digging ass is people who got gold to give out. I can guarantee you, the men who have gold, they want women like this. That's why he's with her.
He's got gold to spare. He doesn't care. He'll pay
got
for
gold
like
to give. He's giving her gold. He knows.
Yeah.
I think the men who just complain a lot, you know, who are, I see them as like the male equivalent of feminists. Everything is the woman's fault. At least that's how I see it, because women bad, women initiate divorce, women this, women that. And it just, and they're raging and they're emotional about it. And they've created this whole movement of it. And, you know, they've got these, young OF girls, and they think that that represents the majority of women. It's all very niche and fringe, like, I think so. Like, it doesn't represent reality, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree. Good for her. She is an inspiration. You know who's also
Bezos at 50 if you look good enough.
Yeah,
It's
you know
not
what,
even
ladies?
about like I don't even think it's about actually like looking perfect. I think it's an attitude that you carry. I bet she's bossy as fuck. I bet she tells him exactly what she wants. Like, buy me this. You're gonna pay for this. This, you know what I mean? And I bet you she made him do some shit before he got the kitty cat. That's just what it is. You have to. There's an attitude that I think those kind of men who have that amount of money, he knows he could just get any 20-something-year-old girl and impress her with his billions. Come on my yacht.
He played it well.
He wants somebody with a little bit of spice. I bet you she probably dominatrix his ass. Probably whips him up a bit. Yeah.
She probably nags him. She probably goes, she's like, "You look at your bald head. Look at your stupid bald head."
Yeah. Men like that. They don't like when you're just like, everything is just perfect and great. No, you gotta let them know.
Well, I've had a friend.
She's like,
sorry, go on.
No, she's like, "Look at me. I'm in my prime, my Amazon Prime." I'm gonna come in 2 days.
Yeah, I had a friend. He was like very successful, you know, very tall, very handsome, like, and he even showed me his dating profile, and it said something to the tune of, you know, I like a woman who can put me in my place, like, you know, call me out on my stuff, like
Challenge
basically
them.
not be this like little doormat, you know, because maybe he knows that he can, you know, he can have 22-year-old starstruck, oh, look at you, you're so tall and handsome, like, you know, I'll do whatever you say kind of girl. But he was done and over with all of that, and he wanted someone who, you know, could just like kind of put him in his place a bit when necessary. So that's what he said.
She's not bad looking. God bless. Ted Skokerverink. Haha. Oh my god, I can't breathe. Like fentanyl, Floyd. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, darling. You know what else is inspirational as women is the NYPD dance team. This is so humiliating.
Oh god.
This is so humiliating. What was this?
God.
This is some morning. Is this morning news? Okay, I'm probably gonna get struck for that song, but look at this.
Oh dear.
Like, how embarrassing. One of them is in good shape.
I don't get it. Are they police?
These are lady cops.
But
yeah, why do they need a team? Is there like a competition?
And look, the two big ones on the end, they could not do the splits and go down, so they had to remain standing like bookends. Now this one in the middle is the best dancer in the whole bunch. She probably like leads the team and coaches everybody. And heck, maybe this was her idea.
Yeah,
she's the only really good one. But this
reminds me
is
of
so
the-
sad.
This reminds me of
What's
the
on their
female
knees?
Navy SEAL.
Knee pads,
Oh gosh.
in case they encounter another George Floyd situation. We
They're
do
not
not
even
need to
on
see.
points. This is like off, actually.
They're not great. Why don't you focus on being? You know who could get away with this? The fucking the nurses during the pandemic. Okay,
Are these
sure,
police
'cause
officers?
these are police officers. This is the NYPD dance team.
They're police officers?
They're police officers.
Oh, that's why they have the knee pads, because they'd be sucking dick.
So cringe. This is so cringe.
This is so sad. People already don't take female cops seriously. You don't need to be dancing.
Well, at least they're here and not accidentally firing their taser. That's not their taser at people. So
Do they have bandanas wrapped around their head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This reminds me of my high school red and blue.
They're like,
Ugh.
this is not good. This is really not okay, actually. The one in the middle is good.
She's great. The rest of them are sad.
Because she's black and she's got rhythm, and the other
Yeah.
ones are not.
I saw a tweet that said, "I'm just happy that they're exercising."
Oh my God, Tiara Mack has joined NYPD.
Oh,
oh dear.
That's
so
I forgot all about that.
What was she? Some elected official or something?
Yeah,
forget.
something.
See, this is why TikTok has ruined everything. Everybody thinks they have to do a fucking dance routine. Everybody
There's
has
a tie to like
choreography.
there's people. It's like they say this whole dancing thing, especially with the like nurses and all that shit. Like there's a tie to communism and like dancing and routines and and there's like magic kind of the way it like makes people react to it and it's
I
a
have
whole
no
thing.
dancing skills. I can't do that. I cannot. My body just does not know. I can watch a dance thing and like my mind just does not. It's like math. I'm bad at math. I don't know.
Like you have to think ahead of what your next step is. I can never do that. Like I can't like think ahead. Okay, do this with my body. Do this. Like I can't do
You know
that.
what they should be, and however long it took them to learn that dance routine are hours they could have spent on being better at their job, because there's far too many clips of lady cops letting a perp get away with little to no effort.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, gosh.
Embarrassment.
I love your shoes, Forrest, Mommy.
Thanks.
Yes.
I never wear them. I still don't go out because like the whole COVID
These are
everything.
display shoes only.
That's so.
And I'm not gonna put books. I'm not gonna put book like I read, so I'm not gonna have a bookshelf full of books behind me. So it's like I want to see the shoes. They're pretty.
It's really cool.
Thanks.
I saw a comment the other day. Someone asked me is Forrest Mommy a park ranger, and I was like, you know what? I don't know that she hasn't been.
I used to have like volunteer with the park and trails and all that, and
really,
like, space. Yeah.
All right, that makes sense then.
But I'm not anymore because the whole COVID thing, and then I got kicked off a board for not being vaccinated and all this stuff. So I was like,
oh my goodness,
screw you.
In BC, nurses still can't work if they're unvaccinated today. Can't in BC, Canada, where I am.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like 4 years later. I have a friend, she was an emergency nurse and she was trained to be an ICU nurse, and they spent $50,000 training her to become one. And then she received her first dose, and then like they kind of got wise to the fact that, oh, it's like kind of sketchy. She refused her second and they dismissed her with just cause, and she still can't work. So like our free healthcare that's supposed to be so glorious is so short on staff, and all these people that are willing to work, they are not able because they refuse to submit to multiple jabs. It's pretty insane.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Everybody should just get it. Get like 5 of them.
Yeah, if you want to get the turbo cancer, you just go for it. Go for it.
I know. I think more people should just do it.
Yeah.
What does this Nikki Haley tweet mean? I'm wondering why Frank sent this to me. Did anyone see this Nikki Haley tweet? She said, duh. Okay, she says 12 fellas down, 1 to go.
What does she mean by that? Who's
Maybe 12? The presidential candidates. Did somebody else drop?
Oh,
or maybe it's just her. Maybe it's her body count. It's her body count. You're literally insane. Get checked for syphilis and its neurological effects. Wow, 6.2 million views on this.
Damn.
Woohoo! Nikki has been busy. Hubby's still out of town. Gang bang. Is this about Michelle Obama? Haha, Brandon. It's funny. Like filing buckets of water to save the Titanic. Oh, yes, the male candidates, only Trump is left. I see. Wow. Oh, Nikki. All right. We'll have to check in on her a little later. I still don't understand who's voting for her. Simon Ho, I just discovered lesbian dance theory in collage.
College.
You, Simon. Okay. What's up next? Here we go. Oh, yes. Have you guys seen this little Colbert meltdown? Again, the only time I even talk about Colbert is when he has a meltdown. I guess this is how he gets attention nowadays. Here's Colbert's. I guess the TDS is still as strong 4 years later. Well, more than 4 years later.
But it's not normal. No other candidate for the presidency has ever had to pause his campaign to defend himself in multiple courts. And I would like to point out that in all 7 of his cases, no one doubts that he did these things. We're just sitting around patiently waiting to find out if the wheels of justice will grind fast enough for there to be any consequences. And the media is covering it like it's any other political story, like it's all horse.
You're going to complain about how the media covers things? Okay.
Wow.
Okay, Colbert.
You remember him on Strangers with Candy? Like, he was funny.
No.
He used to be kind of fucking funny, and now it's like, what happened, man?
I first became aware of him on Daily Show when he would do his character, and I was like, all right, it was strange, but I was like, all right, I see why people find this entertaining. Like, I've never been a fan, but
He needs to take a nap.
He needs to hang it up.
Take a
He's
nap.
been doing it too.
Send him a
too
maid
long.
packet.
What? Wait, tell me again. What is a maid packet?
It's a kill yourself packet, and they'll come. To your
Oh, the Canada,
medical
the Canadian
assisted
healthcare.
independent suicide. I don't know.
Oh,
Medical assistance in dying.
Oh,
yes, you mentioned it before.
Yeah. Let's send it to him. I think we send it to everybody.
Oh, and here's one with John Podesta. There we go. It's like 2020 all over again.
We went through a collective trauma, and now we all just act like none of that happened. And I don't know. I'm black pill. I'm just like, let's just maid packet everybody. You know,
But you offer your guys' documentaries and stuff. At least you like did something. You put something out there. You standing up for, not being at the Comedy Store and all that anymore. Moving, like, at least you tried, and you put something out there. You never know.
we tried.
Yeah.
We tried.
Mhm. That's all we can do. Let's talk about Amy Schumer's face. This went viral this week. She's clearly gained a ton of weight since her she's really making the rounds, so to speak, on late night talk shows. No pun intended. But anyway, so here she is on Fallon. She looks fucking gigantic. I don't know why she thought she could go back on late night TV being 100 pounds more and just no one's going to comment on it. And so here she is. She's talking to Jimmy Fallon. Oh, I wish I could be like Taylor Swift. I wish I could have backup dancers. And then they set her up for her doing jokes to backup dancers. But like, she's fucking huge. She blew up. She should have, in this set, made a joke. She should have made a joke about how fucking fat she is. That would have been the smart thing to do. Be like, oh, I'm way bigger than the last time I was doing publicity. Like, let me just get ahead of this and make fun of it. But instead, she's blaming her huge fucking face on her immune system disorder, on endometriosis, which I like to just call it eating metriosis, because I don't think that necessarily guarantees you. I know plenty of people with immune system problems and they don't look like she looks. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's like a very specific look. It's not proportionate at all.
But this is another example of what I'm talking about. Like, everybody's talking about how Amy Schumer looks fat and horrible, but David Lucas, no one wants to say that he's fat as fuck and he needs to lose some goddamn weight. And nobody's talking about his fat ass. Okay, they're just talking about how he should not
right.
But nobody's saying he looks like a goddamn walrus. They ain't saying that. Okay, but
No, we gotta stay on the David Lucas's fat stuff. We gotta
walrus.
Yeah, you're right.
very funny.
Men get such a pass when it comes to being fat, and women don't at all get a pass.
Not a pass on looks completely. Not even one mention of the fact that he is overweight. at all. Just,
No,
oh,
you're
he
right.
shouldn't have apologized. We bring up her fat ass up here and we're like, look at this bitch. Look at her fat fucking face. How dare she show her face on
No,
TV?
you're right.
But for years, she
You're
was trying to
right.
slim down. Has David Lucas ever tried to not be fat? That motherfucker's been fat the whole goddamn time I've ever seen him. He's been fat as fuck. He never,
No,
and, you know, at first you
you're
can
right.
blame it on, oh, I'm
He just
struggling
got-
as a comedian.
He just got
Now
bigger.
He got bigger. He's successful now. You can afford a trainer. You can afford a meal prep. Lose some goddamn weight. I want the same energy for David Lucas's fat ass, for Amy Schumer's fat ass. They're both fat and they need to do something about it. And guess what? This just goes to show that the body positive movement ain't fucking real, because everybody on Twitter ain't body positive about her. She's fat. We don't like it. We're not supporting it. She looks horrible. And we're not going to say she looks good. And goddamn, we hope to never see her in a bikini.
I wanted Russell Peters to lose some weight and see what he'd look like, because he got all successful. It was pretty funny.
You're 100% right, Lila. And I'm just part of the problem talking about her fat ass like everybody else, when I should have been like,
we just
all
need
right,
the
well,
same energy for David Lucas.
What jokes has she told lately that have been funny? I don't know.
Is she funny? Have you guys ever watched her stand up?
Yeah. Okay.
She's
Nasty Boy
kind of
is
funny at
saying
the very beginning.
the
I feel
difference
like.
is that Amy Schumer has gained a ton of weight since the last time we saw her. So like,
So it's okay to just be fat the whole fucking time, and we're just supposed to accept you if you just want to look like a fucking walrus the whole time. We're supposed to respect that. But if you come back fat, then we get upset? No.
Yeah. It's true. And Frank just brings up a good point. Is like, Amy tried to be in the Barbie movie. She wanted to star and be like the lead in the Barbie movie. You know, the movie we all watched Margot Robbie in, like absolutely nail it because she looks just like her. Amy Schumer wanted to be Fat Barbie, and thank God that did not work out.
Oh my God.
She wanted to be like obese, immune deficient Barbie. I don't know. Endometriosis Barbie. Yeah, it blows my mind anytime I see any kind of celebrity or even successful person fat, because it's like, what are you doing? You have the money to join a gym and go carnivore for a few months. I don't get it.
I'm going to say that I don't have sympathy for fat fucks, and I'll tell you why. If people said, Lila, you just have to go on the treadmill 30 minutes a day and your back would straighten out, bitch, I'd be on that treadmill every goddamn day, okay? If all I had to do was portion control to fix my disability, I would do that shit. You're fat, and you could fix that, and you choose not to. That's on you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah, Lila, you would do the show from the treadmill,
Mm-hmm.
and you'd make it work. Oh, hi, Franklin. Franklin in the chat. No. Amy wanted to play Barbie. Do not let off the gas for her. The gas off of her for some whataboutism for other people. Amy got fatter, relishing it. Yes, she did get considerably fatter, and she should have got ahead of it by joking about it herself.
Just say, you know what? I'm fat. I'm happy. I'm rich, bitch, and move on with it.
Yeah.
If again, the only for people out here who are insecure about shit that you're going through, no one can make fun of you if you hit the punches first. If you hit the punches first, then it's like, because again, her tweeting out that, oh, it's this endometriosis or whatever the fuck, it just made people want to harp on her more. But if she would have tweeted out, you know what, I'm fat and happy, I'm married, I just had a baby, I'm doing great, and I got money in the bank, and I'm about to go eat this cheeseburger, fat positivity, whatever, then it could have turned into like a comedy thing. That's kind of the gift of being a comedian. It's like you can take any shitty thing that's ever happened in your life, and with skill and, you know, your comedic art, you can turn it into funny. You can do that with anything if you're willing to make fun of yourself.
Yeah, you're
right.
right.
If you're not, we are going to shame you and make fun of you.
Yeah, you're right. Because like all the reasons that you have to be thin, like she's good. She's married. She has a man.
She has a baby.
She clearly was healthy enough or whatever to birth and have a kid. So she should be like, yeah, fuck it. Like all my reasons for being thin are done. Instead of being like, oh, it's so hard being a woman, and thank you for your concern, but I actually have an autoimmune deficiency. Like, no, just be like, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks of my body. Like,
And then I would be
instead
like,
of,
and look
this
at David
pity
Lucas.
party, this
He's
victim
fat as fuck.
story.
I would just start naming
it's
fat
my
fuck
immune
men
system. Just be.
If I was her, I would list a list of comedians. Look at this bald fat fuck over here. Why don't you guys talk shit on him? Did he birth the baby? No, he just chose to be fucking fat, and we don't say shit about his fat ass.
I go after the fat politicians a lot in my state. That's what I do. It's fun. I have to hop off.
Wow, she was thin. It's like, look, this is the time to be thin, is before you're fucking famous. And now she's famous, and guess what? It doesn't matter. If you're famous, you don't have to be thin anymore. You made it. She looks great here. This was the Trump roast when she was still trying to make it. Guess what? She made it, and now she can be fucking fat. It makes no difference to her money.
Yep. She's up there.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for having me on again.
Oh,
This
of
was a
course,
fun
mommy.
night.
I love you. You look so hot.
Mommy.
You're
Thank you
amazing.
so much.
You're fucking sexy as fuck. You have a great ass. We love the booty pictures. Keep them coming.
Thank you.
They're
Keep them
inspiring.
coming.
Yeah, keep them coming. Yes,
That's
do
what you
it.
gotta do. You gotta keep the spirits high, just a little bumps. But
You're
thank
the best,
you.
Force
Thanks for having
Mommy.
me on.
Tell the people where they can
Thank you.
follow you.
Oh, just Forest Mommy on Twitter. It's gonna be a crazy political year, but everyone remember to pay attention to your local politics because they're trying to do 15-minute cities everywhere and all this crap. So, okay, stay in your local politics. That's my soapbox. And I'll
Yes.
talk to you later.
I would at least a 30-minute cine.
Yeah.
Thank you,
All right,
Force
bye, guys.
Mommy. Everyone follow Force Mommy on Twitter.
Thank you.
At Force Mommy. Follow her. Follow her.
Chrissy,
Okay, yeah, I
that
forgot
picture
you
that
had it.
you showed of Amy Schumer, she should have posted that picture. She should have retweeted that photo of herself and said, "Hey, at one point I looked like this, and I got me a man, I got me a baby,
Yeah.
I got me some money, and guess what? Now I'm gonna eat me some cheeseburgers. I'm gonna eat whatever the fuck I want. And I thought you bitches were about body positivity.
Yes.
You should put me on the cover of a goddamn magazine." That's what I would have said. She's like, and guess
Yeah.
what? I'm learning how to play the flute, bitch. Lizzo,
Yeah.
I'm coming for your ass.
She
should've
should be
said
on
that.
Oh my God, that would have been so funny. I'm learning to play the flute, Lizzo. I'm coming for your job. That would have been so fucking funny.
Yeah, so I think that's the
Yeah.
lesson to be learned here.
You're right.
It's
All
like-
the reasons for she has no reason to be thin anymore. Like, she's
No.
famous.
And that's life. When you get to a certain status, when you get to a certain tax bracket, when you're making a certain amount of money, when you're a fucking millionaire and you're famous, people can hate on you. That's just part of it. They don't have to love you anymore. They loved you to put you up there, but that's the next part is they want to take you down. And either you're going to succumb to it and be like, oh, I'm sad, or be like, no, bitch, I've made money. I made it to the top. You guys can try to hate on me. I know this is what you want to do. You want to bring me down now that you lifted me up, but my fat ass is staying at the top of this mountain with my goddamn cheeseburgers and all the shit I want to eat with my fucking flute.
Would you get
Yeah.
if you were that
Like,
rich?
clearly the online hate is not enough to do anything about it. So stop complaining. Am I lagging?
No.
No.
Okay. I feel like I'm lagging. Maybe it's my bunker Wi-Fi.
I don't know. I'm just telling you, when I get to that point of where I have a lot of money and a lot of fame and I got that fuck you money, you're going to have a lot of fuck you comments I'm going to say even more. So this will be my attitude 24/7. That's what it'll be.
So if you had that kind of money, would you just like want to eat all the cheeseburgers, or would you
I
want?
mean, I gotta tell you, summer of 2008, I really did. I wanted to like gain a lot of weight, and I went on that McDonald's diet, and it just didn't work. So I did try. I have a high metabolism, but then I have constipation issues. I don't know, my shit's all fucked up. But I have tried to gain weight before because I don't know. We always want what we can't have, right? You're like, I see a fat person. I'm like, maybe that's why I have all this anger. I'm like, I wish I could have those jelly arms. I think that those would be comfortable to touch. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, she should really just be like, clearly I don't want to be thin. It's not important enough for me to figure it out or get a surgery or get on Ozempic or fucking work out or eat better. So, like, sorry, I don't care. Then that's the deal. Like,
I think
you've been a female celebrity long enough to know people will comment on your weight.
They're going to comment on everything you do, and especially being a woman. That's just part of it. Our looks get commented on more than a man. A man could just look like a fucking egghead, can look like a goddamn walrus, and no one gives a shit. Yeah. No one says shit about how he looks. They're just talking about how she looks. And it's like, okay, if these were regular people that worked at a fucking diner together, it would be like, she's too good for his egghead ass, okay? So people be like, oh, she only wants him for his money. Yeah, no shit. Look at him. Fucking look at him. And at least men can do that. At least men have the ability to like go out there and make that money. You could be rich as fuck as a woman, but they'll be like, you fat and ugly bitch. You look like a fat, ugly bitch. You could be so successful, just like Amy.
Or they'll be like, you're old. You hit the wall. Yeah.
Yes, but they don't say that to men. And even people are like, well, is she funny? Is she not? I don't know what the bitch is, but I know the bitch got money. The bitch has done some shit I wish I could do in my stand-up career. She has sold out some shit. I don't know if she probably stole her jokes, but the bitch is doing stuff to the point where I'm fucking talking about her. She's occupying space in my fucking mind. So clearly she did something right. And except be fat, okay? That's all we have. We can hate on her for being fat because she doesn't look great, but she should just make fun of herself, and now we can respect that.
But it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, that's the thing is people go, oh, she stole jokes. Clearly it didn't matter because she got famous anyway. Like, doing the right thing is not what gets people famous.
Is she accused of that, of stealing jokes and stuff?
She's done it.
Yeah.
She's done it. She's done it, and she don't give a fuck. And she's eating cheeseburgers with her fat face. And you know what? We should invite her on SimpCast. Bring her ass here. We need to have a conversation with her.
And you know what, Lila? It's actually perfect because she gets to eat whatever the fuck she wants. She goes on Jimmy Fallon, and then she gets like, she double dips on attention because not only does she get to go on Jimmy Fallon for that initial appearance, but then she gets more attention for, oh, I'm fat, it's my immune disorder. So like she gets a double dip on that appearance. So it's like, if she were thin, she wouldn't get to double dip on that. They'd be like, wow, she looks great, but she's fucking fat, so she gets to like juice it for longer.
She should have a comedy tour called "I'm a Fat Bitch Now" tour, and then I'm sure she would sell out. Okay,
learning the flute tour.
I could literally see her doing that too. I'm a fat bitch now, so come see my show.
You can make anything.
No, she's
funny.
exempt. She's so far above everybody. She's successful. She's rich.
What's her network? Let's look it up.
Oh God.
Didn't she have a movie out that kind of celebrated the whole thing being like, you know?
Oh, bitch, she's worth $45 million. Okay,
Ooh,
she don't give a fuck if anyone's talking. If I was worth $45 million, I wouldn't give a fuck what anybody said about my body, bitch. Why don't you cry in your one-bedroom, top ramen eating, noodle ass apartment, fucking calling me fat, bitch? I would do, you know what, if I was her with my $45 million, I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna do a mukbang stream. I'm gonna show you all the shit that I eat. All the
look, it would be like an MTV tour. Like, look at my fridge, guys. Look at my fucking, and I have 3 fridges.
Oh my gosh.
MTV, not cribs, but fridges.
MTV fridge.
Oh my God. Like I don't feel bad. When you are in the tens of millions, okay, we are allowed to call you fat. We're allowed to call you ugly. We're allowed to make fun of you because you know what? Really, this is coming from a broken heart, a brokenness. That's why we are saying this shit, because we're broke, okay? But if people who are that rich, I don't feel bad for you. I don't feel bad for you, us calling you fat. Our words should not hurt you because they ain't hurting your bank account. Your bank account looks pretty fucking fat too. That's what she should say. I'm fat and so is my checking account. It's fat as fuck, just as fat as my face. You see my fat face? That's how fat my bank is.
Well, some of them do something about it. What's that guy's name? I think it's Jonah Hill. Wasn't he like really large at some point, and then he totally got fit?
And
And
no
he
one
looked
likes
like
it.
shit. No one liked it. He should have went back to the fat. He let the comments get to him. People calling him fat. He let that shit get to him. The
But he
lesson
lost
learned.
roles. As he lost roles, he lost acting roles. Like we liked a fat Jonah Hill better.
Right. Yeah.
Just like we liked fat Seth Rogen better.
Jonah Hill was
See,
funny.
men get to be fat like that. They get to be fat like that. Who is a female that we're like, oh, she's great fat? We just think she's just fucking.
People got upset when Adele lost weight. People got upset when what's
Rebel
her
Wilson?
name? Rebel Wilson. They got very upset when she
You know why
lost
though?
weight.
Because they actually looked hotter. They actually looked really hot. That's why. That was more of what the upsetness was about, because them losing weight made them more attractive. And that now she's rich and hot. We can't have that. You could be rich and ugly.
Can't have that.
That they wanted them to be rich, fat, and looking like shit, which is fine. You know.
Well, I think
And you know what? If Amy Schumer lost all that weight and started looking incredible, she would get so much shit for it because she's like a fat ally now. She's like a fat mascot.
Yeah, they need the fat mascots. Again, all this stuff that people they need like a cope for they need like that, oh well, she's fat, so it's okay. But again, it's okay for her because she's got money. Okay, if you got millions of dollars, you could look like that. But until then, you need to work on yourself. Don't be lazy. Get up, walk on the treadmill, get a job, move around. Don't be depressed.
Move around.
Do some movements.
Bebop.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm skinny with a small pocket, Lila. Thank you, Bebop.
Well, we can tell because that was just $2
Yeah. Oh, I know. Top right. She was on Shipping Wars. Were
Thank
you?
you for another $2. Your pockets look like they got a little bit fatter.
Were you on Shipping Wars, Kat?
Me? No.
All
I don't know
right.
what that is.
He is misinformed. Helgi, thanks for the super chat. A fat woman is shade in the summer and heat in the winter, and they know how to cook. Sign me up. There you go. Okay, Bebop. Oh, look at that. Lila, your shaming has worked. He's coming back with an orange boy.
Okay, Bebop. A little bit better. At least you were able to earn some musical singing.
You've earned a drop. Bebop says, who's Wakanda up there? Shut up, Lila, and spelled your name wrong.
First of all, that is rude as hell. You know you like to hear me talk. You know you like the things that I say. When I get spicy. You know what? I got to tell you guys, sometimes when I do get excited, I talk like, I think my accent that comes out is my dad is from Louisiana and my mom is from the Philippines. So it's like this weird mixture. Like it's like an angry Filipina Southern, I don't know what it is, but
I like it.
That's
Does
what
your
it is.
dad have like a Louisiana accent?
So super thick, a super thick Louisiana accent. And then my mom has a super thick Filipina accent. My friends would come over and they'd be like, how do you understand your parents?
That's really cute. I love that.
Yeah, it's really funny.
I like your spice, Lila. My parents both had well, my mom had more of a Long Island accent. My dad less so, but no, I love it.
And then also my mom, like, I think it's part of being Filipina, but like she just naturally talks very loud. And I think that's why I'm like, even I'm small, like I like project a lot. It's like that's the Filipina in me. Because it's just a loud, we sound like we're yelling. We sound like we're angry a lot when it's just, we're just excited.
Oh my God. I'm looking at this Tonight Show clip of Amy with her fat face that I just played. The comments were turned off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I bet that was because of all the fat comments.
And again, that just shows you that they can try to push that society is fat acceptance and society is all about this body positivity. But guess what? We see one fat ass Amy Schumer and none of the body positivity. Where are the body positivity people, huh? Where's that? No, none of them. They all think she looks like shit.
That's the consensus.
Yes.
Yeah,
she
right.
looks like Pillsbury Dough girl.
Or if there are body positivity people, there's far more regular people out there going, "You look like shit. What happened to your face?"
And again, a lot of people are gonna say she looks like shit because just like I said, we like to build people up. They're like, "You're worth $45 million, bitch," and I wanna talk some shit to say you look ugly because that makes me feel good that my bank account is not fat because you fat bitch. You a fat ugly bitch.
But it's
And I
like
don't
you're
have to look
rich.
at
You
my
have no
bank-
excuse. Like you
Yeah.
really have no excuse. You're not sitting in a 9-to-5 job. You have to wake up really early. You don't have time to work out. Or you have a kid and you don't have a 9-to-5 job. So it's like you have time and money to work out and eat better. So
I wish I had more time to exercise. Like I try to do like 3-4 times a week, and that's hard. Like,
that's great.
Yeah.
No, that's
You
fantastic.
look great, Kat.
You
Thanks.
look great, Kat.
I like your hair.
Thank you.
You're crushing it. Wow, I'm noticing that even if I lean forward a little bit, I feel like a fat. I don't know how fat people do this all the time, but if I lean forward a little bit, my belly is against my legs. It doesn't take much leaning forward for my whole belly to just
it's uncomfortable, right?
Be against my leg. I'm like, how do fat people do this every day?
Imagine and some of them are 300-400 pounds and maybe even more. And I just, how do you walk like that? How do you carry that much around?
Yeah, I'm 30 pounds more now than on my wedding day. I'm like, how do people carry this much extra weight around just for no reason? They're not building a life. It's like, how are you okay just not being able to reach down and tie your shoes?
Oh gosh, yeah. When the belly gets big, it's so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I think I gained almost 40 pounds when I was pregnant, and it was not comfortable. I was dying.
I have 9 more weeks to go. I've been told that I can expect to gain 18 more pounds.
Wow.
Before this is all over, which is
well, that's not fat. That's your chest getting bigger, the amniotic fluid, the placenta, all of that stuff. So it's not the baby.
The placenta, the Santa Maria, yes, all the ships. All
Keanu!
Hi, darling.
Hi,
Keanu. I just
The
came to
Princess-
say hi.
Wait, what were the Columbus, the ships, the Mayflower? No, wait, the
Nina,
Santa
the
Maria?
Pinta, and the Santa Maria. Right.
And the placenta.
And the Nina, the Pinta, and the placenta.
All the ships. Kiki.
Hi, darling.
Where are you? Are you at Kiki Studios North or South?
I'm at Kiki Lou Studios North. I just got here. I was packing for South Carolina because I'm going there tomorrow. I had a show tonight with Bisconti and Rich Carucci, and then we
in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. What's that?
Were you down in PA?
No, we were in Jersey. It was me, Jake Louie, the ventriloquist, and he did great. And then Rich Carucci and Bisconti. Then I'm going to South Carolina tomorrow. So, and then I made my way up to Kiki Lou North, and then I'll leave from here. So,
are you going to for wedding related activities or just to see mom?
No, my grandmother actually, who I really wish would just pass on.
I thought you were gonna say she died.
No, no, that would be a jubilant event to go down for, had she. No, my dad is going to the fireworks convention, and he was like, "Can you just come down and hang out with grandma while I'm gone?" So I said, "Of course." So I'll stream from down there and hang out. I'm only gone for 3 days, but no,
that's so nice of you.
I'm a great granddaughter and daughter and a pillar of the community. Yes,
you are.
How are y'all feeling? You guys were cracking me up. I'm sorry I missed April. I love her, but what else is going on?
Yeah, we talked about the David Lucas hostage apology video. We talked about the BLM activist shaking down his mother for some kind of a disavowing. We talked about that it's actually okay that Amy Schumer is fat because she's rich and she's made it. What does she need to be thin for?
No, but also no matter how thin Amy Schumer is, she always has that big pumpkin head and very thin lips. It doesn't matter if she's thin. Also, here's what we're not saying. Her autistic husband is a chef, a personal chef.
Oh, right.
So she's eating
That's
well.
good. Yeah, she's eating well.
I don't think she cares about being thin.
She's eating delicious autistic meals 3 times a day. How can you be thin?
It's not important to everyone. Clearly, it's not important to her jowls, which you don't have. See, chrysanthemum?
9 weeks to go. If I can go 9 more weeks without getting jowls, I would say that this has been a success.
You have the thinnest face and head and neck and arms and legs and waist of a pregnant lady I've ever seen. If your face looked like Amy Schumer's, like, comfortable, I'm going to go on a talk show face, pregnant, that would be a different story. But no, right.
But it's so sad that she's like, oh, it's my endometriosis. It's my immune system. It's like, yeah, but you still have to, it's still the food. But then some people are saying, oh, it's because she's maybe on prednisone and she's got fat prednisone face. Well, it's like, if I were taking something that was making my face look like that, I would get off of it and find something else.
She's just got a pumpkin head. I think that's like her natural state. Honestly, I think she's
always
like
Halloween. Yeah.
And you know what? And she's a comedian. She shouldn't even like make any explanation to anything. I mean, whatever. She just is that way. At her thinnest in that film, it was the Judd Apatow film. I forget what's it called. It was her movie.
She's worth $45 million, Keanu.
No, I love Amy Schumer. I think she's I used to it. Oh, Trainwreck. Her at her thinnest is still like somebody that people would point to and be like, hey, you're fat. So there's really no like pleasing anyone. She's rich. She's married to a man that she loves. She has a giant pumpkin head, but I don't think she cares. She shouldn't even make an excuse for it.
She cares because she had them take off the comments. She cares because if she didn't care, she would have made some jokes about it. But she's like, I have an explanation. I'm disabled.
Yeah. Fallon disabled the comments on her appearance.
You're kidding. Okay.
No, I kid you
can
not.
Live chat Fallon? That's so weird.
Let me pull this up. Da, 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 bing, bing, bing. I say that all the time now, Keanu. I go bing, bing, bing. Look at this. Comments are turned off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, maybe as a,
Okay, I have a question. Would you take $45 million, but the trade-off is every day people are going to like say mean, nasty things on Twitter about how you look?
My God, people say mean, nasty.
But like really, really like
people do it for free already.
I know it all the time.
Okay, but I'm talking like insane, just all the time. All you get is hate to the point where you don't even want to go on live. But you take the 45 mil.
Okay, I thought you were.
Yes. Okay, good.
I just wouldn't look at the comments.
I wouldn't even have Twitter at that point.
100% I would take that. I thought the question was going to be, would you take $45 million and have Amy Schumer's head attached to your body? And the answer is no.
Not for her
No, absolutely not. But
no,
maybe
I'll keep my own head. I'll keep my own head and I'll get a lot of negative comments. I'll take that money.
Exactly.
Okay, how about this? $45 million, but you have to weigh an extra 45 pounds.
Nope.
Am I able to lose it though? Like,
no.
I have to be 40 the weight on.
You have to be 45 pounds heavier.
That's a lot.
For how much money?
$45 million fucking dollars.
You need 45 pounds more. I don't think I would do it.
45 million.
I'll fucking do it. I'll be like, bitch, I'm a pumpkin now. I would do it. I would fucking do it.
You could be Amy Schumer's head. Exactly. You
want to know who would do it for 45, an extra 45 pounds? Every fucking man would be like, yeah, I'll take the weight. But us bitches in here are like, I don't think I'll do it. I don't think I'll take 40. How about this $45 billion? You get $45 billion.
Okay, here's why I would
Of
consider it is
course
to
I
like
would.
set up the bean and all my family, if they could all be like set for life. The reason why I wouldn't take it is I go, okay, well, if I'm carrying around 45 extra pounds, is that worth all the medical problems I'm gonna have from carrying around that much
No,
weight
there's
for the
no
rest of my
medical
life?
problems. You just look fat as fuck. You just look like Amy Schumer. You're just a fat bitch now.
No,
Okay.
The thing is, I don't think
no
she's
medical
that-
problems.
No medical problems. You just look fat. But you got
Damn,
45
though.
bill. Guess what? Every fucking
Bill
man would
or
say
mill?
$1 billion.
I think I would hate
you
myself.
said billion. I said $45 million. No way. I'd
Someone
rather
just
be
said, like,
homeless.
what if it was 45 pounds of muscle instead? Would you do it then?
Now you look like a goddamn bodybuilder. How about that?
There's no pleasing men, and they don't care about the weight. For Christ's sake, they win an Oscar when they gain weight.
No
or
medical
lose it. Yeah. Right. Men,
Here's
it
what's
doesn't
crazy
matter.
though.
Yeah.
It's crazy how even as women we have to hesitate and kind of think like, oh, would I be willing to be ugly for that? Would I be ugly?
I would not.
Wait,
I
at
would
what
not.
age though? At what age? Maybe I'd consider it like at age 65. Not now though.
Right now, you're
Yeah.
so 45.
Can I put it
pounds.
off a few years?
I just don't. I don't even care about being a certain weight or a certain look for anyone else. I just know I'll just kill myself if I fucking like don't feel good about myself. It's not for anyone else. So like,
I think I would get into a deep depression. Like, I'm 30 pounds more now. I'm already not feeling good.
What about you have to be bald and you have to have no eyebrows and you cannot wear a wig?
No.
That's like on the way to where I'm going. Like, I'm losing
So you're
my
talking
hair
about like be Jeff Bezos, basically.
Yo, I would do it. I would make the bald head cool as fuck. I have no eyebrows. Look at me. I would be like, bitch, I'm an alien.
That would have to be. You have to be Bill. You have to be Bill from Guess Who. No eyebrows.
Okay, I was born basically with no eyebrows. Okay, before I had the microbladed, people used to call me Rooney Mara and the girl with the dragon tattoo. And when I don't have my eyebrows, I'm the spitting image. I swear to you, I am. It's terrifying. But
lose an arm, $45 million. You don't have an arm though. You can choose which one.
No, thank you.
Is it gonna hurt?
No, it's just gone.
I wake up, it's gone.
You just wake up, it's gone. At the fucking
45
shoulder.
million.
45 million.
No, I really think I would miss it every day. I would really be annoyed. Like,
right.
Oh my god, I would take the 45 million. Are you guys kidding me? I would take the 45
I
G's.
couldn't.
Do you know all the jokes you could do to be what you only got one motherfucking arm? You know how much stand-up material that is? No,
You're thinking as a comedian. I'm just thinking
I
as
would
like
an arm and a leg. I would give an arm and a leg for 45 million.
That's not enough, Lila. That's
Hold on,
not
Lila.
enough. No.
Do I get to have like a really nice fake arm that almost looks
No.
real?
It's just no
What?
arm.
But you just walk around like
Nothing.
How do you hold your purse?
You just one arm. You just have one side. I could walk
The other
for
arm.
45 mil. I could rock one arm. I could even have no legs. I would cut them off at the knee, so at least I could still put something on there. I could be like X-rays Mark with the knee
Cyborg?
thing. Yes.
All right, so here's a different possibility here. 45 million, but you have to look like Rosie O'Donnell and you sound like Bobcat Goldthwait.
I don't know that reference, Bobcat Goldthwait.
Lila, you met Bobcat. We met him in San Diego. You thought he was
You know what? I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes because you know what? I've lived 32 years looking like this, cute as fuck. It's been great, but I've never lived and knowing what it's like to have $45 million. You know what I mean? I'm like, what kind of power is I have 45 million in my bank account? I would have so much. Fuck you, bitch. Yeah, I look like Rosie O'Donnell. I sound like Bob Goldcat, whatever the fuck that bitch is. And guess what? I got $45 million.
Lila, you must do street cred Lila on stage. I love this. I love it. You need to talk about it. Be like, yeah, bitch. Right. I don't care how much money you got.
45 million.
You want to take one of my arms? I don't care. An arm or a leg. I would
your
donate
arm
a
to make a
kidney.
penis. Aw.
Okay, 45 million. Take my arm and make it into a penis. Does it have? Do
Get
I have
a
to have
dick
the
on your
penis?
arm.
Oh, I just have a dick on my arm?
You have to grow one.
Okay, I grow a dick. That would be dope. I'll be like, y'all want to see my arm dick? And I would just jack it off. And I would squirt on the audience.
And be like, pew, pew, pew. Love it.
Yep.
Facial everywhere. I love that. 45 million is not enough for that. To have a dick as an arm, I have a dick on my arm all the time.
No, a dick on your arm. But here's, okay, you guys are speaking at this from a place of, you're like, 45 million is not enough.
Back to completely like, so now you're speaking at this.
Okay, but think about this. Do you even really know 40? I don't think you guys are even comprehending what $45 million is. That is, you get to say yes to everything. There's nothing you can say like no to. You go into the store, you don't even have to think about the price. You couldn't really spend that money in your lifetime, even if you bought several homes.
No, that would be like, okay, these days, $1 billion is like the new cool thing. 45 million, it doesn't
$1 billion, lose an arm and a leg.
For $1 billion?
For $1 billion.
An arm and a leg? No, still no.
I couldn't. That's half of all of my limbs.
Chat, please tell us. Super chat us and let us know. Would you for $1 billion?
Can people call me Peggy?
Yes. See, look,
or Eileen.
Exactly. You got jokes.
Peggy Eileen.
Why couldn't
$1 billion?
Why couldn't I lose the weight? Like if I had to be 45 pounds heavier.
You're still on the weight thing.
You have to keep the weight on because you have to look like a fat Amy Schumer.
You have to be fat.
Amy Schumer has always been larger. She has it's just how she is. I hate
it. $1 billion, you lose your hand and you can't, and it has to be a nub, just like a nub.
Okay, that sure.
For $1 billion,
for a nub
Chrissy,
hand.
you wouldn't give up a hand?
How would I check my phone?
You have the other hand. You still have one hand.
That's annoying, though. Well, how would I hold coffee and check my phone?
Just one at a time.
How would I smoke and check my phone?
I think $1 billion, I would give up my hands.
I think anybody would do that because
for $1 billion, I think I could do a hand.
A hand, right?
No, I really like getting my nails done. Well, I guess manicures would be cheaper.
Well, no, and I've never been a purveyor of the hand job anyway. I think it's ridiculous. It's just not my thing. Like, are we a hand job group? We're just, I don't sit there. Never my thing. I haven't given a hand job and I don't know if I've ever given one. I just find it awkward. All right.
$1 billion and you own Twitter.
I don't want to own Twitter. $1 billion and owning Twitter. Why? So I can
own Twitter.
I'm giving up both legs and an arm.
So you just would have one arm? You're okay
one
with
arm
just one
and then
arm.
2 prosthetic legs. Yes.
Lila, if you are confident,
Lila, you can keep your legs, but you have to give up both arms. Would you do that?
I got $1 billion though.
And for no arms, you can't check your phone. You can't feed
hell,
yourself. You can't
hell
drive.
Yeah, no arms, but I got $1 billion and I own Twitter.
Armless.
Armless.
How would you hold a microphone?
You know what? I wouldn't have to hold a microphone. I would have a fucking. I would constantly have people working for me. I'd have a makeup.
Well, there are
team.
stands.
I would be a Kardashian. That's what I would be because I would have $1 billion and I'm the owner of Twitter. Are you kidding me? Fuck these arms.
All right,
I don't
what
need
about
arms.
how much
I don't
money?
even need arms. Would you
Lila,
act able to tell? I don't have arms.
You could be an
Lila.
arm-dashian.
Lila,
I will give up my
would you
arms
sign
and
up?
my
How much
legs.
money would it take for you to have no arms, no legs, just be a sassy torso?
$45
Would you be
billion
a torso?
for $1 billion and I own Twitter. Yep. For $1 billion and I own
You'd
Twitter.
be content as a torso.
Hell yeah, I would be. I would be. And I get because here's my theory on that, or why I would be. Because at that point, you have so much money. You would have everybody would just be working for you. I would be able to change so many people's lives around me. I'll be blessing everybody. Everybody that was around me would get blessed because they would get massively tipped.
But you also have to have those. You have to have a full-time person in your domicile to wipe your ass.
Yep. and
You're
wipe it.
like, I
babe.
love it. But
Yes.
Lila,
Wipe it with $100 bill because I got plenty to spend. I got plenty to go around. And guess
Lila,
what?
yes, please wipe my ass with a roll of $100 bills.
Yes,
And do
that's
they
right.
make a larger bill? No. Well, when they do, it'll be a
And guess
Lila
what?
buck. Yeah.
I would have a bidet. I would have a bidet, and it would squirt nice warm water up my ass. And
Lila,
it would
you
be
have
warm.
Push the
Lila,
button.
Lila, you have the confidence. I'm telling you, you have the confidence, and like I've never seen somebody control a room like you. Like just when you walk into a room where you know no one, you don't have to give up your limbs. You could be a billionaire without cutting off an arm. Do you see? You don't need to start it. Don't hack anything off. Just
keep your arms and legs.
I'm gonna keep my arms and legs, but I'm just saying. I would do. I would
you already have spina bifida for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
You
but
don't
I
even
would be a
lose your limbs.
confident. I would be a confident torso, just rolling around in I would want a golden wheelchair.
You would.
Bedazzled.
I would. If I were a torso, I would have no self-esteem. I already have like no self-esteem. As a
my
torso,
God.
I would be
Chrissy, if I was
horrible.
a torso, could you imagine my stand-up? That shit would be hilarious. I'd be like, bitch, I'm a potato. I am a potato with a head.
You're just hold the mic in her mouth and roll around like.
I would have a golden mic stand. I would just have it be there. I would have them roll me up. Like I wouldn't be in a wheelchair. I'd be like, well, because I'd be a billionaire, I would have those like fancy ones that could like move up and down. I'd also have a wheelchair that can walk up steps because I'm rich, bitch, and my wheelchair can do that shit. And that's what it would do.
How would you take notes though? How would you write?
I wouldn't have to write. I got that shit is just in my head.
Speech to text.
And yeah, I would have so many different people working for me, and all these people would love working for me because I'm a billionaire, and I would be so generous with my finances, and I would bless these people.
I would too.
So they would be happy.
Yes. They could keep the $100 bills that they wiped your ass with. Right?
Yes, and they would fucking do it too. They would do it. Oh my God. And you guys forgot, I also own Twitter. I am the owner of Twitter. And think about this. You have $1 billion. You're the owner of Twitter. Now you have access to literally, I would have access to every big famous celebrity in the world. They'd all want to talk to me. And that's even more valuable than the money. You get what I'm saying? It's like, okay, yeah, you have a fucking $1 billion, but I could literally like every big person I could probably talk to the president of North Korea if I wanted to. Okay, because that's have
the
that
first
power.
person you'd want to talk to.
Do they have a president in North Korea?
Yes, I'd be like, you know what?
Kim Jong-un on the phone.
Yeah, give me a couple of legs and a couple of arms.
She can't pick up the phone. Kim, I want to talk to Kim.
And also,
if I were the owner of Twitter, I'd be like, let's get Honey Boo Boo on the line. What is she up to?
Agreed.
Okay, I would have no arms and no limbs, but I'd also have there is a thing where, okay, you can have it. It's a technology where I could use my eyes and I'd be able to type on the computer because I'm a billionaire and I'm able to do that. I would have all the fucking most expensive technology that hasn't even come out for the regular peasants who don't have billions like I do.
Okay? Yes, Lila, there would be no limbits.
Yes, there'd be no limbits at all with what I could do. And at that point,
limber.
At that point, I'm a billionaire. I could rent out Madison Square Gardens and be like, I paid for it. Come watch me for free, bitch. Just come watch me. You don't even have to buy these goddamn tickets. Just show up. Because I could do that. I could make all my dreams come true and I would pay for it.
But at this point, you're just a torso. What really is?
I'm a torso.
You want to see that funny torso girl? Yeah.
You could call your tour the torso.
Torso tour.
What's up, Bebop? What are you doing in here?
Bebop. Yeah,
fuck
shipping
you
wars,
want?
Brenna. Shut up, Lila. Ooh.
No, I will not shut up. I'm a talking torso.
You flinch when she bucks. How dare
Viking. Do you know who will be on Wet Spot tomorrow? Hopefully not Ian. Haven't seen Fealty in the bleachers the last few episodes. Fealty's been very busy with his crypto career. Tomorrow Wet Spot will be Jeffrey, Paul, Joselito, and Carla Okerson. So that'll be a blast.
Ooh, how fun.
How fun. Viking, Amy's next comedy special is going to be at SeaWorld. Ooh, Lila, you're going to have to take back your comments because Bebop just sent a pink boy.
Oh, well, you know what? I don't.
Thank you, Bebop. I love Lila.
Oh, I don't believe you, but you know what? That's a little bit okay. You were mean earlier. Shut
He's a
up,
little bit
Bebop.
better.
Shut
You
up.
like him.
No, he needs
You
to
like him
shut
a little
up.
more. Simon Ho, $1 billion. Not if it costs me an arm and a leg.
Yes.
Very
Arms
Yeah.
and legs.
Lila can afford to lose limbs. She can hire me to push her around on a dolly. I wouldn't do it for free this time. Ooh, she would pay you, Sam. My God. You guys. This was great. Of all the topics we covered, it's definitely my favorite of the night was what would you be willing to lose limb-wise for millions of dollars?
Yes.
Why do
It is
I
something to
spend time
consider.
getting all these articles together when this is the best thing we could talk about? Oh my goodness. Kat, thank you for staying the whole time. You're the best. Where can people find you and what is coming up for you?
So my main platform is X, formerly known as Twitter, and it's at @CatCanada_TM. I have started a YouTube channel, so if you guys could go and just hit the subscribe and give me a little boost if possible. Trying to venture into the YouTube world. We'll see how that goes. And so far, that's about it. Just working, trying to grow my socials, trying to do a whole bunch of different little things. And yeah, social media is my work, so that's what I do.
You're crushing it, Kat. Simon Ho says, Lila, you've got me stumped and out on a limb.
That's a song.
Really?
You got me stumped and out on a limb. You are a talking torso.
Oh, you just wrote it.
Wow, Bebop again with an orange boy. No. Cock or money.
Well, you know what? I'm going to take that cock and plant it on my arm for $1 billion. I'll grow a cock on my arm and I'll jack it off into your face.
That's why we love her. Okay. Lila, where can people find you? What's coming up?
You guys can find me at lilahart.com, but be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Lila Hart. I have a live stream show called Late Night Lila, where we talk about digestive system, healthy poops, all this fun stuff. Okay? Come join.
I need to come check it out.
Yes.
It's a great show.
It is.
Kiki.
Ooh,
Where can people follow you?
Keanu C. Thompson on all of these socials. And of course, Keanu C. Thompson on YouTube, where Keanu Cast is live Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That's all. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Or just come watch. Yes.
Also, come see us on Saturday at Tiff's in Morris Plains. That's this Saturday, the 24th at Tiff's in Morris Plains, New Jersey.
Yes, I'm excited about that. We love Morris Plains, New Jersey, and we love the Dojo of Comedy. So very fun.
We love it. And we'll leave everybody with a chirp and a good night to you all. Yes, check out Wet Spot tomorrow at 7 p.m. on Compound Media. Then I will be on Tuesdays with Cecil on Tuesday. Yeah, got a bunch of podcasts coming up this week. Wednesday, I'm going to have Flawedzilla on and Jamie Mitchell from Gays Against Groomers. Awesome. And yes, got a few more in the works. So stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching SimpCast. We love you so much, and we'll see you next week. Bye.